Hey everybody, welcome to Flash Fried. It's going to be a me and Paul edition today. Scotty's off saving the universe from giant eggplants. I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
Scotty's not going to be here?
Yeah, he's off saving the universe.
We can take these off?
Yeah, we can take them off. What's going on? Am I supposed to leave?
No, I'm
gone too. I don't know.
Yeah, we're all gone. We're not gonna do it. Fuck it, dude. Scotty's on vacation. We're on vacation.
Yeah,
no,
that's how, in a fair and just world, maybe.
No, well, I'm a fucking dude. I have a perverse relationship with Flash Fried. I've seen people in our audience after me talking about how Flash Fried like breaks my brain sometimes. You know?
Yeah.
I'd be perfectly fine for mental health reasons if Flash Fried just became a TJ and Scotty property, and like I'd be fine with that too. But there'd also be a perverse part of me that misses it. Like I like being sad, so make me sad, TJ.
Well, hanging over this particular Flash Fried is this going on. We have a giant, enormous, terrifying Category 4 storm, like just chilling, like just down like south of us. Now it is supposed to hit the other side of our state, but of course it's so fucking gigantic that we're gonna get some as well.
I mean, we're gonna get a piece of this. No matter where you are in the Gulf, you're going to get a piece of this storm because this is a Category 4 storm is a big motherfucker. If this was like projected to come at us, me and TJ would not be doing this.
No,
we would have went north long ago. If this thing was hitting New Orleans, like even though that we're on the north of side of Lake Pontchartrain there.
Yeah.
You can see in New Orleans is kind of like the big blue, lake in the middle of it. We're on the north end of that, which is above sea level. Now, that doesn't mean that we're safe from shit like this. It just means that we're not as... If I was in New Orleans right now, I'd be leaving. I was telling my mom last night and a friend today that call, because people call me when they're concerned when they see
right. Yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, like they see a giant fucking... I mean, like, just look at this thing. I mean, this is like picturesque for a hurricane. Like, this is like... When someone thinks of a hurricane, this is what they're fucking thinking of in their mind's eye, you know?
Well, I mean, this looks eerily reminiscent of Katrina.
Yeah.
This is what Katrina looked like when she swept in after bouncing off and going back and strengthening. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, this is a scary fucking
Katrina storm. This storm is supposed to make landfall as a Category 4. Katrina made landfall as a Category 3.
Right. This is what I'm saying.
This might be like, it's not going to hit. It doesn't look like it's going to hit a big city the way that Katrina did.
Well, look, the truth of the matter is these projections here, and these are not projections. This is satellite imagery. So we can kind of see the path that she's taking.
Yes.
Now, Lake Charles is not a huge city, but I've been through Lake Charles. It's a big fucking city.
Yeah.
Houston, I don't even have to talk about Houston, right?
So right. Houston and Lake Charles could definitely see some fucking...
And we're not even talking about the fucking low-lying lands to the southwest of us.
Dude, I've been up in that shit, in that real like super wetland part of Louisiana, like Grand Isle and shit. That kind of stuff. Like those people, like they got no choice. If they don't get out, they're dead. Like if they don't
TJ,
if they don't leave, they're not gonna live.
When you drive from, because I've driven from San Antonio to New Orleans and back. And when you do that, you go through a whole stretch of that land, that marsh, where the whole freeway is built on stilts because you're just literally driving through some super low-lying, swampy coastal shit, right?
Yep.
And the people that live in those areas south of Lake Charles and west and east of Lake Charles near the coast are the people that are in the most fucking danger from this.
Oh, yeah. The storm surge for them is going to be crazy. I mean, like, you're supposed to get, what, like fucking 10 feet of fucking storm surge, 15 feet?
I actually have a thing I can send you on Twitter if you want to pull it up.
I have I have a video that gives a little bit more information here. We can look at that.
Sure, we can watch that if you want, and I'll find that if there's something in.
I think this tells a lot of the stories.
Guys, we have a major disaster that is unfolding here in the next couple of hours. We now have a Category 4 hurricane, Hurricane Laura. It's sitting in the northern Gulf of Mexico. It's moving pretty quickly, so I'd say this thing is going to make landfall sometime around midnight or so, give or take a couple of hours. Upper Texas coast, the Louisiana coast, max sustained wind of 140 miles per hour. So this is no joke. Now, once it moves inland, the wind strength is going to go down quite a bit, but the storm surge is going to last for a while. And by the way, we're also going to have inland flooding problems from this because there's going to be a huge amount.
So here's some of the storm surge here.
Right.
You see,
so
that
these are the numbers that I had.
These are not inches; these are feet. This 15 to 20 feet storm surge here.
Yeah, they're saying in these, like in the Lake Charles area, in the low-lying southwestern coastal areas of Louisiana, that the storm surge may penetrate 30 miles inland.
Right.
So
we're talking about storm surge like coming up to here and shit.
We had a storm, I don't know, like a month and a half ago that came out of fucking nowhere. My phone blared at me. Warning, warning. You know how we get that shit?
Yeah. You know, and then you're like, what the hell?
It might go off while we're doing this show. I've got my phone sitting right here, so you guys might get to hear what it sounds like, but it's disconcerting to say the least. You guys we'll both blow up if it happens, but
yeah.
we had one of the, you remember that storm we had about a month ago?
Yeah.
Flew through here, dropped a fuck ton of rain. We probably had 2 to 4 feet of storm surge in this area during that storm.
Yeah.
So the ultimate truth of the matter is we're going to get a lot of rain here. It's going to flood in certain parts of the area we're in, especially south and east of Lake Pontchartrain where we live. We live to the north of it. Though, like I said, if I was in New Orleans, I'd be the fuck out of here already because, you know, New Orleans is going to flood no matter what. That's what I told my mom when she
New Orleans floods in fucking a bad rainstorm. I mean, you know, that city probably shouldn't even exist at this point.
My mama, bless her heart, she thinks I live in New Orleans.
Right.
When these happen, she always asks me like, PJ, I heard New Orleans is gonna flood so bad. Mama, I do not live in New Orleans. It's okay. I'm a ways away from New Orleans.
Amount of rain that'll be dumped.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Into the Ozarks, eventually up to the Ohio Valley. The storm surge is by far the most dangerous part of this storm. There are 15 to 20 feet of storm surge that is being forecast for the western part of the Louisiana Gulf Coast. That's where the worst of it's going to be. I cannot stress this.
Here's the rainfall, and you know, we're in like I think we're in the 3 to 5 inch range.
Now, keep in mind, guys, though, here's the thing with TJ and I, because I've been here long enough, and TJ grew up here.
Yeah.
I've been here long enough. Like, we're jovial and we're kind of joking about this. Number one, that is not to denigrate the suffering and damage that a bunch of people are about to go
Listen,
through.
Last night, I usually have I set my alarm to like wake me up every couple hours to check on what this thing was doing. Cause like if it made a fucking sudden northern turn that it wasn't supposed to, like if it fucking went north before it, you know, cause it was going northwest. Like if it decided like, fuck west, I'm just going straight north. It would have just like went right into us. So I was like constantly checking to make sure that was not happening.
We are, you know, and like, look, we also understand too that like while it's pretty, you know, they've got a pretty good idea where this storm is going now. These storms love to be unpredictable, and this thing could fucking make a wacky little bounce off the land and go back into the Gulf and hit us. You know what I mean? Like it's happened before. So it's like, you know, we're being jovial right now, but I don't know about you, TJ, but there's an anxiety underlying all of this shit for me with this storm, because this is a big motherfucker, and it is like these places, Cameron, fucking Shreveport, Alexandria, these places are not far from us.
No.
Like you got to understand, this is not like these are a stone's throw away, our close neighbors. This storm missed us by all accounts, or looks like it's going to miss us by a fucking inch.
Right. I mean, like, and that's why I woke myself up periodically last night looking at it. I mean, Chelsea's never fucking seen a storm like this. I mean, like, there's been hurricanes that have come, but, you know, they've been little joke hurricanes, you know, like category 1s and things that turn into a tropical storm, you know, just before they hit.
The one that you guys came over here, Barry.
Yeah.
That was not a joke storm.
It was for us, though.
But
it was
ended
where
up
we
being
were.
a stroke storm. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you guys legit packed up your animals and came and lived with me for 3 or 4 days or 2 days or whatever it was until we were sure that this was just going to be bullshit, because it could have been way worse.
Right.
This is one of those storms that, like, man, dude, if this thing was 100 miles east of where it is now and with the same trajectory, we'd be out of Louisiana.
Yeah, I'd be
right
gone.
Now.
I'd be up in Tennessee
like
or something.
Night.
I don't know.
Last night or the day before, we'd have been fucking up in, wherever, Montana, waiting this one out.
Dude, I got a bag ready to go. Like, the second this motherfucker, like, Chelsea's watching this thing, like, if she comes in here and says it made a wrong turn, I'm gonna be like, all right, let's get the fuck. So, like, I mean, that's definitely hanging over this episode. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, there's like a weird fucking anxiety hanging over this whole thing because this is happening as we speak,
Right, exactly. So I mean, it's kind of crazy, and it kind of sets the stage, the context, stuff like that.
So I'm gonna smoke and try not to choke.
This guy
try to joke.
Dude, this dude says something pretty chilling in this little clip. Honestly, hold on one second.
Listen,
I'm gonna play the rest of it.
It's enough. If you've been evacuated, you have to take that seriously. I'm not the type of person that likes to overhype things, but this is the real deal. This is something you don't see every day. You're going to become part of the ocean, and it will be unsurvivable. In addition,
you're going to become part of the ocean, and it will be unsurvivable. I love it.
That's one thing I wanted to bring up, and I'm going to read it to you.
Yeah.
Right now. So I read this morning when I woke up.
Yeah.
This is from the National Weather Service. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows this basic same thing with the storm surge of 15 to 20 feet possible in, Lake Charles area or south of that.
Yeah.
I mean, the one I have here is actually a little more dire. So maybe I will send it to you, but I'll just read, like, honestly, let me just read the verbiage on this.
Gotcha.
He didn't just come up with that himself.
I know. It's still pretty crazy.
The combination of a dangerous storm surge and the tide will cause normally dry areas near the coast to be flooded by rising waters moving inland from the shoreline. The waters could reach the following heights above ground, and they call it unsurvivable storm surge.
Yeah.
So this is like they're trying to tell the people that are in the path of this fucking thing.
If you stay here, you will die. There's no fucking question about it. You are dead.
Right. Nothing is going to save you if you don't get out. And as you can see, these are, like, it's swinging pretty wide around us, but we're catching all these front bands as it comes in.
Oh yeah.
We're catching the back bands if this thing doesn't bounce all the way across the country and instead decides to come back. You know what I mean? It's like we're catching rain for a few days. It's going to rain a lot here for a long time.
Oh my God, yeah.
So it is what it is. We're monitoring the situation.
And here's the crazy thing too, and this is like, I don't mean to get all climate changey on this, but this is there have been more named storms this year than there's ever been since we started recording, like by this time of the year. Like, it took till the end of the month to get as many named storms as we've had in 2020. And of course, it's 2020, so that should be surprising to fucking nobody, but
I was tweeting about this when Marco, which is the storm that preceded this, was creeping into the Gulf, and people were doing the apocalyptic double hurricane bullshit, right?
Dude, I took one look at Marco, and I'm like, Marco ain't shit. But when I saw Laura, like, even before she became even when she was just a tropical depression, I'm looking at her, I'm like, I got a bad feeling about this one, man.
Yeah.
Like, there was something like, it was, because she already had an eye.
Yeah.
Like, she already had like that well-formed, defined eye, and I'm like, that's a bad bitch right there. Marco ain't shit. Marco's gonna be like, okay, yes, great. But this
Laura
motherfucker
is gonna do profound damage to the southeast coast of Louisiana and the southwest coast of Louisiana and the eastern coastal areas of Texas on the Gulf. Everywhere on the Gulf is going to get a piece of this bitch.
Oh yeah,
and I mean, look, and we're closer than some. We're right smack dab in the middle of that shit. So we ain't like out of the woods.
No, and even deep inland. I mean, they said that like the rainfall it's going to put inland could even cause flooding like deep inland. So
Well, and where does that flow? In what direction does the Mississippi flow again, TJ? Could you remind me?
Yeah, flow on down south, buddy.
Oh, it does. It does. Oh shit. Well, good thing we ain't nowhere near no rivers that flow down southward toward the sea, which will already be elevated, TJ. Good thing we're nice and cozy here up north of Pontchartrain. Itself a fucking time bomb waiting to go off. Oh, fuck me.
You gotta love it.
I fucking hate Louisiana. I can't wait to put this state in my fucking taillights and never visit it again. I can't tell you.
See on the flip side, Louisiana.
No, I love Louisiana. I don't wish nobody harm here, but fuck me, dude. I got to get out of this state.
I was thinking this morning about how Louisiana, if you say it, I don't want to say properly because whatever, but like some people say it with 5 syllables like me, Louisiana, and other people it's just Louisiana. So it's 3. It goes
that
5 to 3. Louisiana.
Because my family is from Arkansas and Missouri, respectively. That's how my family says Missouri. That's how Pimp Monk says
Mississippi.
Well, he's from Mississippi, but I've heard him say Missouri.
Oh, damn, Missouri.
Mississippi. And I actually prefer the kind of bastardized redneck version of it than the I like Louisiana. If I could keep speaking the way I am now, incredibly to people without it raising eyebrows, just go where do you live, Paul? Oh, I live in Louisiana. And I do sometimes. I lilt it as much as possible because I think it sounds better as Louisiana than Louisiana. Yeah, it's I don't know, dude. But it is what it is. Yeah, around here, most of the people that grew up around here that live down here that I've heard say Louisiana.
Yep. Louisiana, boy. Louisiana. Anyway, that's our problem. Most of you guys don't need to give a fuck about that.
But just know that as we're giggling our way through this, we're actually scared for our fucking lives.
Yes, just put things in context a little bit. Oh, I know that I'm very concerned about this Twitch streamer that almost got murdered, but I did have some. I wanted to tell you this. So Corn Pop, right?
Oh yeah, Corn Pop. Yeah.
Yeah, a little cat I got. So, he has skin problems and shit.
Wait. You're talking about Cornelius?
Yeah.
Corny. Okay, I thought you meant Corn Pop, the bad dude.
No. But that's probably why we call him Corn Pop.
Fair enough.
Because of that. But yeah, Corn Pop, I guess I should have specified. I'm talking about my cat here.
Yeah, Corny. Yeah, I know him as Corny. That's the one I picked up, but you guys have adopted Corn Pop, and I wasn't aware.
Yeah. But he's he's got skin problems and shit, and we're like, oh, we thought maybe he had food allergies or something, and all this other stuff, and we took him to the vet. I actually took him to a dermatologist because he's had it's the self-inflicted kind of wounds and stuff from scratching too much.
Of course, and by the way, TJ, I bet the bill on that was reasonable and fair.
Oh yeah, it was totally reasonable. I mean, it wasn't frustratingly crazily high or anything like that.
Reasonable and fair.
Yes, absolutely.
For the vet.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, because pet specialists, they are not expensive.
Specialists. It's if you have shit tier health insurance, if you the more obscure the specialist that you're sent to, the more you should wince because you're getting fucked.
Oh, let me tell you something, Paul. Cat dermatologist, dime a dozen. They don't get to charge nothing. No, but yeah, it was prohibitive. It was crazy expensive. But
somebody's calling me from Wyckoff, New Jersey.
Awesome.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute up and find out what this is.
Okay. I'm going to wait for Paul because I want him to hear this. But, yeah, so they took the cat to... all
right, never mind. Nothing. We're good.
Okay, I took the cat to the dermatologist. All right, and the point of the story is this. So he got on the allergy tests. So here's what I learned. My cat is allergic to everything. Just literally everything. Across the board... every fucking single thing that they tested for, he had some allergic reaction to. So I don't know what to do. I'm like, what the hell? He's allergic to cat dander. Cat dander. He's a fucking cat.
Right.
I mean, like, I don't know I don't even know at this point.
I was talking to Amelia about this, and this is speculation based on the time I spent volunteering at shelters and shit. A lot of times street cats, which is what Corny is, he was a feral kitten that you guys found. A lot of times there's a lot of inbreeding that goes on, and so their immune systems are compromised in various ways. And I'm pretty sure that's what you guys are dealing with Corny. Now, of course, there's a medical diagnosis and treatment for that I can't give you. But, like, I'm telling you, dude, it's too reminiscent of my little dog, Boogie.
Yeah. Who
was overbred for a different reason because she was, you know, like a boutique little dog. And she had every fucking problem under the sun, dude. Skin problems, teeth were falling out before she was like 3 years old.
Yeah, my dog Hercules, when I was growing up, was the same thing, like overbred, too much inbreeding.
How old did Hercules live to?
He lived to be 10, but he was pretty fucked up by the time he died.
Yeah. See, Boogie only lived to be fucking 5 years old, dude. Her liver, kidneys, and pancreas failed due to just her fucking fucked up system.
That's crazy.
At 5 years old.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Yeah, I remember the video.
Yeah, it sucked, dude.
It was horrible.
It was brutal. It was brutal.
Yeah, and I mean, like, at Cornelius, he's the same. I mean, like, I don't know if he's going to have all those host of problems, but he definitely has super fucking awful allergies. I mean, just for everything.
I saw him the other day with the cone on, and I was like, oh, man. And something you guys posted, I think it was in one of your
He's been in that cone for like a month. And I mean, I don't know if there's any end in sight for him. He might be in that cone fucking virtually for fucking like most of his life. Like, I don't even know. I'm not sure what to. I mean, I'm not sure what to fucking do about it.
That fucking sucks. I'm sorry, dude.
No, it's lame. But what are you gonna do? Anyway, man drove 5,000 kilometers to kill Twitch streamer Matthew Thane. Now, am I supposed to know who Matthew Thane is?
No, and okay. I don't either. I just thought that this was, dude. You know what it made me think of?
What?
And I would drive 5,000 miles, and I would drive 5,000 and more just to kill the man on Twitch who talked that shit to me the other day. You know, like I just, it was like 5,000 miles your salty ass drove to try and kill this dude.
All right,
over internet beef.
Listen to this shit. A 23-year-old male is believed to have taken his own life as a SWAT team descended on his house after he took a 5,000-kilometer round trip to allegedly kill a teenager over an online gaming dispute. Matthew Thane, 18, was shot dead at 6 a.m. on Tuesday at his home in Flower Mound, Texas. On Wednesday night, police in the California town of Pleasanton, close to 2,700 kilometers away, moved to arrest the man they suspected was behind Thane's murder, but he is believed to have taken his own life before they could arrest him. About 11 p.m., he was found dead from a gunshot wound inside a house. Evidence reportedly found on his mobile phone linked him to the murder in Texas. Flower Mound detectives released... Fucking Flower Mound is such a terrible town name. Detectives released a statement saying the suspected shooter of Thane wore a helmet and jeans and was thought to have immediately fled the area. The fuck? I wish it would tell you what their dispute was about.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't find anything that said what, but like, obviously they're not going to release the details because who cares? Like, who knows?
Right.
Like, honestly, like, who knows at the end? I'm sure the authorities know, but they're not trying to release all the details and then active investigation. And yeah. Like, it sprouted over an online game. So it was probably about a game. Like,
I mean, sure it was, but I wish I knew like exactly like what he felt like. I gotta kill this son of a bitch.
See, here's the thing. Like, I can't empathize with driving 5,000 miles to attempted murder somebody and then killing myself as the SWAT team descends on me when they find out what I'm trying to do, right? But I can empathize with that feeling of wanting to kill stupid people in video games.
Oh, yeah.
because I've dabbled enough in specifically MOBAs, which are multiplayer online battle arena games based off of Dota. So they're like that, like League of Legends is one. They're super popular. I've played all of them. I'm not good at them, but I'm competent enough at them that when people are totally, completely incapable at them, it drives me it fills me with rage. Scotty, if Scotty were here, see, this would be a great time for Scotty to be here, because I can't count the amount of time Scotty used to chill with me a lot more back in the day when I lived in Bellevue. Like, he would just be in town, you know what I mean? And he'd cruise by and he'd be coming up my hallway in the building that I lived. And he said that, like, from my elevator, he'd start hearing me going, "You dumb fucks. You stupid motherfuckers. The action is on the left side of the map. You are on the right side of the..." And as he got closer, it just got louder and louder and louder, you know? And then he'd come into my fucking apartment, which I used to just leave unlocked because I lived in fucking Bellevue. Who's gonna, you know what I mean? So he'd just come in my apartment and I'd be like, "You dumb, ignorant, stupid, you fucking should never have been born. Why are you even playing the game? You've wasted 40 minutes of my life. You're," you know, and I'm sure I dropped a few R bombs, which I'm trying not to do as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it. I remember it, like, the way I remember it is when I remember you doing that kind of shit, it wasn't so much that you would just like be like, "You stupid motherfucker." I mean, he would say that, but it was more like you would even like sit there and like explain in your anger like why that they were stupid, you know?
Well, I was trying to dress it down for people who don't know anything about MOBAs.
Right.
But if people that are into that want to hear the rant, it'd be like, "Why are you left lane? Why are you left lane? They are literally taking towers in right lane. There's 5 men right. Why are there 3 of you in left? Why am I the only person defending this? They're pushing the core. We lost because of you." You know what I mean?
So basically imagine that, but like 12 million decibels louder.
Right. Way louder. And then laced with way more invective.
Yes.
Filled with way more cuss words and R slurs.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's basically where I get. So I can definitely empathize with the feeling of like subhuman people playing. Like, I have,
but you know, like at some point in the fucking 2,700 kilometer, I guess, drive. I don't know why this is a story about something that happened in America that uses kilometers, but whatever. Somewhere in that long drive, you would think that you would cool down a little bit and be like, "Yeah, you know, maybe it's not worth it to fucking murder someone for this."
No, they're just using kilometers because this was covered in the New
Zealand Herald or whatever.
But I just liked it because it was an even 5,000. I found other articles that had all the same shit, but I liked that, you know.
Yeah, you wanted to do that. What was it called? Are they called the Pretenders?
There were something
Proclaimers.
like that.
Proclaimers. It was the Proclaimers. Yeah.
Proclaimers. That's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
They were like twin brothers.
Yeah. And I would walk 500 miles. All right.
Yeah. Good. Whatever.
Good on them. So
I guess
let's do some. This is here's the states where Kanye West will be on the ballot. Apparently.
Yeah, that's right.
We got the mobile version of this, but whatever. Rapper turned presidential candidate Kanye West is moving ahead with his long shot bid for the White House, one that's becoming even more challenging as he struggles to get his name on the ballot in November.
By the way, I would like to put out there that Kanye West has openly admitted that his campaign is about siphoning Biden voters away so that Trump can win.
Good for him.
So he basically admitted it early in his campaign. So this is what that's about.
Since declaring his candidacy in July, West has met the requirements to get his name on the ballot. He's actually met with Trump people, for fuck's sake. So I mean, like, this is brazen. Like, he's like, you know, he's you know, he knows what he's doing. And
he's not the first spoiler that knows what they're doing either.
No,
you know, like, this is an old tactic, and this is going to actually probably be a pretty decent tactic. He's on the ballot in a lot of states.
So here is where he's on the ballot: Arkansas, Colorado. I can see some of those weirdos in Colorado voting for him. Oklahoma, Utah, Vermont. Okay. And then he's got pending applications in Iowa, Missouri, Minnesota, and Tennessee. The deadline to file as independent has not yet passed in 11 states. So he's got a chance to get on. It says like he's going to be. It says he's not going to get on the ballot in 30 other states. So like 30 states are like it's just a pipe dream. He could get, but he could be on the ballot in almost 20.
So you have to ask yourself, like, knowing that there's going to be 30 states that you can't get on the ballot and basically precludes you from winning the presidency. So you know right there you're hamstrung. But he persists, and he's actually seeking to get on the ballot in all of those states that are pending. He wants to be on the ballot in every state that he can be to siphon every vote he can. Now, maybe it's not necessarily in his heart of hearts to make Trump president or whatever, but he basically said some shit that I don't know if you can find it. I can't remember. I'd quote it if I could.
I mean, we know Kanye West has a big old Trump boner.
Right.
And we know that he's actually met with Trump.
Like, somebody asked him about it. Somebody was like, what do you think about the idea that you would siphon votes away from, Biden or whatever? And he said good or some shit like that, to that effect. He didn't outright say like, hey, I'm here to siphon votes away from Biden.
Pretty sure, I don't remember it, but I'm pretty sure I read a story about him actually like meeting with like Republican officials to try to help him get on the ballot. So I mean, like, he knows what he's up to.
It's dude, fucking who knows? In bizarro world, anything is possible. TJ, and
here's an article that might be talking about what you're talking about. Kanye West indicates he is running for president to siphon votes from Joe Biden. Kanye West hinted that his presidential campaign is designed to spoil former Vice President Joe Biden's bid to unseat President Trump this November, according to a new report. West and Forbes editor were exchanging messages Thursday following reports that Republican activists were helping get the billionaire hip-hop star on the ballot in multiple states to help Trump's reelection and siphon votes away from Biden. When asked about the motivation for his 2020 ambitions, West replied he was walking rather than running. West filed paperwork to appear on the ballot, blah, 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 blah. When confronted with those numbers and the idea that his effort would serve as a Biden spoiler, West reportedly texted back, "I'm not going to argue with you."
Right.
So pretty much saying
when asked again about her, hold on, bring that back.
Sorry.
Bring that back.
Sorry.
When asked again about hurting Biden's campaign, he reportedly tweeted back, "I'm not denying it. I just told you."
Right.
So that's what this is about. Well, not that I care. Like,
yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, I know that from your perspective, it's like whatever. But
can I ask you something in peace and harmony and peace and love, with no argument?
Peace, yeah.
And I'll take whatever. If you don't agree with me, I'll just.
No, there's a good chance I will. Let's put it forth.
What do you think about 4 more years of Trump being better than a middling, capitulating Biden administration, and then 4 to 8 more years of a Pence conservative?
Yeah, this is an initial argument that I was actually making back when I was more on the Bernie or bust side. Is that
I mean, it's very unpopular. I can tell you that when I throw it out there, people are like, "No."
The way that I phrased it was that if you have 4 more years of Trump, then a progressive would have another chance in 4 years to try to
have 4 more years of an effective lame duck Trump,
right?
Which is like,
yeah. And then
what do you do?
And then after that, a progressive would have another shot at the fucking the White House.
And in those 4 years, we could spend that lame duck second term of Trump actually finding a progressive and not, dude, I read your weird erotic fiction about Biden the other night.
Oh yeah.
Fucking like give you a bravo on that. I liked it, but I don't know if that's the equivalent or whatever. That was great shit. But like, it's not that, not that.
Yeah.
Not the thing that feasts upon you and then builds you into something else, but like an actual progressive, in the vein of Bernie Sanders.
This is why I'm not super concerned about this issue, because I see a lot of pros and cons either way. And I really don't. I mean, well,
I will tell you, people.
When I say pros are pretty relative. I think our paths forward are pretty fucking shitty. So I don't know. But I'm really not. I don't really think as much hinges on this election as people say. I think there's just different paths to possibly fucking work this out. But I mean,
Clinton was effectively lame ducked his second term by the controversy that erupted at the end of his first. The October surprise of Lewinsky.
Yep.
You know, like it's very common for second terms of unpopular presidents, which Trump is.
Yeah, he's definitely not popular.
He's not a popular. He's not an overwhelmingly. He's not an Obama. Obama went into his term strong.
No, Obama. Man,
he lamed up himself.
Dude, that dude had so much political capital. Obama was just a pussy.
Obama was he was a corporatist in sheep clothing. We bought into his hope and change, and America has a special destiny. And
doesn't it make you sick? I know it's kind of an aside, but like when you watch Obama talk now, doesn't it just like fill you to like the brim with like,
oh, he makes
disgust,
me sick. He's like a Sith Lord when I look at him. I look at him now and I just see the evil behind him, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but back in the day, dude, I'm not going to lie. In his first campaign, I bought in.
Oh, me too. Absolutely.
Because he was talking in ways that politicians didn't talk. And I figured no way a shill would sneak in like this. This guy's from the streets, probably. He's black. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And plus he was like a community organizer. People are calling him a socialist and shit. All this stuff sounds good. You know, it's like, yeah, socialist. I mean, he actually wasn't a socialist, but the fact that the Republicans were calling him that was like, wow, this is kind of cool.
He talked all that shit too. He talked about healthcare. He talked about abortion being enshrined beyond the Constitution. He talked about closing Gitmo with an executive order.
He ran a super left campaign for America at the time. Obviously, like now it wouldn't really be that super left. It'd be pretty center of the Democrat Party, but like at the time, like we were so steeped in like the Clinton neoliberal kind of shit that it was like Obama seemed like an antidote to that, but then like we realized pretty quickly, like, nope, we were fooled.
He's just that. He's just another. He's another neolib. Yeah, we haven't had anything. We haven't had a candidate other than Bernie Sanders outside of that sense. Hillary Clinton, neolib.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
I just wonder.
Neolib, and it's just like, look, he's going to be lame ducked.
The good thing about Bernie Sanders is I never got to get disappointed by how he actually was as president. Because I know that there would have been like, you know, whenever someone is promising the stuff Bernie Sanders is promising, you know, he becomes president and, you know.
Here's another angle on this shit too. COVID is fucking fucked up right now.
Right.
It's probably not going to get better. Like Biden might be better in the short term, but in the long term, we're still fucked. And like, if we make Trump own it for 4 more years, lame ducked while Congress deals with it.
Oh yeah.
Then they can't. And then by the time Trump leaves office, COVID is like kind of under control. Then they can't make the argument that like, oh, this is Joe Biden's. Because I'll tell you what, dude, if Joe Biden takes over right now, you better believe that I'm trying to do the math in my head, in 2024, the Republican Mike Pence-esque neocon candidate will say, Joe Biden let thousands die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He bungled the response to the worst. It'll just, because that's how it happens. Presidents just inherit the problem. And if you take over midstream, that's the way it is in the eyes of a lot of Americans. If you go back and go, wait a minute, it was Trump that bungled it, you're going to be like, oh, so now are we going to blame Trump for everything?
Presidents are fun. If they inherit good things, it was all them. If they inherit bad things, it was all their fucking predecessor.
Of course.
And the partisan cheerleaders on both sides are just like, yeah. So presidents have no accountability anymore, especially with this like almost perfect half and half split of the fucking electorate. Well, it's really kind of like a split of the people who actually vote, and then a huge number of people who are just like, I don't give a fuck.
If you take us people out, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's like a perfect split.
No, it's perfect. It's like perfect for them. It shows how they have refined the American electorate over the last 50 years to exactly what they want it to be: hyper-polarized, believing with all their might that their side is the savior of humanity and the other side is the destroyer of humanity.
Meanwhile, every time either of them gets a shot up at bat, it's like nothing happens.
It's a simple business transaction. It's like all of this pomp and circumstance and all of this emotion that gets whipped up for them. Like the transition of power, and I put that in quotes because it really isn't. It's just like it's a business transaction. It's like meet the new boss, same as the old boss.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So,
and we're just pawns in their game,
of course.
CDC quietly revises coronavirus guidance to downplay importance of testing for asymptomatic people.
This is what happens when you gut a very important part of the bureaucracy and then fill it with a bunch of crony, know-nothing, yes men, bobbleheads who are willing to go along with, like, we need to make Trump look better.
Yeah, so the CDC has quietly revised its guidance on coronavirus testing to say that people without symptoms who are exposed to an infected person might not need to be screened. We don't necessarily need to be counting that. The agency previously recommended testing for anyone with a recent known or suspected exposure to the virus, even if they did not have symptoms. The CDC's previous guidance cited the potential for asymptomatic and pre-symptomatic transmission as a reason why people without symptoms who were exposed to the virus be quickly identified and tested. So basically, in order to make the numbers look better without actually making the numbers better, they're hoping to just stop testing asymptomatic people because they don't want those counted in the totals. But it's probably going to backfire because it's just going to make there be more asymptomatic carriers, which is probably going to spread the disease further.
Yeah.
So
yeah, dude.
Pretty stupid decision.
Pretty obvious decision, too, when you look at, like, what's the motive behind such a decision.
I mean, I think
it's to try and make Trump look better. It's to try and act like our testing was better than it was by kind of quietly ruling out people being proactive about getting tested. And it's a way to roll back testing as well.
Yeah, but ultimately, I think this is going to backfire even for its intended purpose, because I think it's just going to make there be more asymptomatic carriers that are going to make it spread further.
Dude, I mean, you know me. I've been more careful than most. Amelia has gone into public more than I. She shopped a few times and went and got herself cigarettes and stuff. And but she always masks up and washes up when she gets home. So she's my most likely point of exposure. But she's here with me.
Yeah,
23 hours of the rest of the day. You know what I mean? So we stay right here.
Yeah, we don't go out much.
Scotty, like I've had like Scotty's come over to drop equipment off with me and shit.
Yeah,
and so I've seen him, but I've always masked up and he's always social distance. I take the package and I say, hey, and he stays in his car and I never get near poking my head in there,
Yeah.
I've been very careful, but I'm telling you what, dude, right now you can go to Walgreens where we're at and get tested for this shit. I'm thinking about going through when this whole hurricane shit is over and just taking advantage of that. Really? Just to make sure I didn't have it or don't have it,
Yeah. It's crazy stuff.
Because I live in a fucking apartment complex, dude. I got fucking like 10,000 people that live right on top of me and all around me and all their snot-nosed little kids touching all the shit that I touch when I go up and down my stairs to poop Dinor. So it's just like, it's fucked. And to hear that the CDC is like backpedaling on proactive measures to fight this is like, why would you do that? Why would the Center for Disease Control do something that would allow a disease to spiral out of control? Are you controlling it in a different direction that I'd been come to understand?
Well, now that Trump has taken over so much of the process, it's now the Center for Spin Control. So
right, because he gutted it and filled it with his little bobblehead yes men.
Yeah,
voodoo magicians and shit, ghost resurrectionists and whatever the fuck else.
It's pretty crazy.
All you need to do is inject hydroxychloroquine into your veins and then burn the skull of a squirrel on an obsidian pyre and dance and bark at the moon, man. That will cure what ails ya. Then invite by my Jesus tears water. The real tears of Jesus, man. Pour that down your throat and no coronavirus will touch ya, man. And we got Trump retweeting that. And she's speaking at the fucking RNC, dude. She spoke at the RNC.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts.
I might be hyperbolizing a little bit, but not much. This bitch is crazy.
No, you're not hyperbolizing very much at all. Anyway.
Oh, Jesus fucking A, man.
Cops admit vandalizing cars of man who filed complaint against them, prosecutor says.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure this is an isolated incident. This type of shit never happens. So
yeah, this will probably be the only corrupt cop story we read today. To Asbury Park police officers admitted Tuesday that they vandalized a pair of cars last year belonging to a man who filed an internal affairs complaint against them. Asbury Park Police Officer Stephen Martinson, 31, and former SLEO2 Thomas Dowling, 27, both of Asbury Park, pleaded guilty to fourth-degree criminal mischief. And as part of their plea deals, they must forfeit any future public employment in the state, according to a statement from Monmouth County. They also face probation when they are sentenced on October 16th and must pay back the victim for the damage they caused to his cars. Spiteful retaliation from law enforcement officers towards a citizen for any reason is an unacceptable option. This is in no way condoned at any level for any reason. Gramaccioni said in a statement, all members of the law enforcement community must maintain the public's trust by conducting themselves at the highest level of integrity and decency. So, yeah, this guy filed some kind of complaint against these cops, and they responded by vandalizing his cars.
I'm shocked.
The only thing I'm kind of shocked about is that they actually are suffering repercussions for it.
Peace officers in this country, TJ. Do you mind if I wax?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
Wax
what you
away,
call it.
wax on, wax off, you know?
I wax authoritarian for a second, TJ. Can I wax authoritarian for a second, TJ?
Yeah.
The men and women in this country that constitute what I and my family always called the thin blue line, TJ.
Yeah.
The men and women that put their lives on the line every day to make sure that we live the safe and comfortable lives that we have.
Yeah.
Are the real superheroes, TJ.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course.
And to think that this is anything other than an isolated incident or an attempt for the supervillains to infiltrate the superheroes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Hell yeah. Preach the gospel.
Ridiculous. This has never happened. The cops don't fuck with people who they can't get legally. The cops don't follow people and target people for personal vendettas.
Absolutely not.
A peace officer in this country, TJ, would rather take their service revolver out and go to a place where they are sure they are safe and shoot themselves in the head, TJ, than damage the property. I'm sorry, I'm trying to channel Scotty because he's not here. Am I doing okay?
Trying to do with the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing a pretty good job.
No, I hate these fucking cops. Fuck these. I'm glad they got caught and admitted it or whatever.
All right, so this is unrelated, but do you want to see the most disgusting thing you've ever seen in your life?
I doubt it will be, but sure. I've seen some disgusting. All right, fair enough. You got me. Oh my fucking god! Why would you do that to me? It looks like he's trying to consume her.
What?
It looks like he feels a romantic pull towards her, and she is horrified by having to touch him.
Oh yeah, look at it.
It's cringe. It's consolidated, weaponized cringe.
I want to get in super close to this.
Oh my god, no, don't. I gotta close my eyes for a second. I can't keep looking at it. Oh god. Oh, it's closer now.
Can you feel the love tonight? I'm sorry, all you Trump fans out there.
Oh god, dude, we need a Trump cover of "Kiss the Girl" from fucking.
Oh shit! Kiss the girl.
There I see her, standing there across the way. She never has a lot to say, but there's something about her. And I don't know why.
I love how your Trump impression is just...
I'm gonna kiss the girl. You know,
he's just like sounds like someone with Down syndrome.
I don't know how to do him.
You like do. I knew who it was.
I know, but he does. That's how I have to do it. You know,
it's just like generic retard voice. That's my Trump.
I've never heard him sing, so I imagine that's how Trump would sing.
You never heard Trump sing?
He sung?
Oh hell yeah!
When did he sing?
You probably are gonna. You might remember this when you see it.
I just did. Yeah, it's been pushed out of my memory bank. Oh, I have seen this. Yeah. Okay.
What the fuck? Why is it all?
Is the place to be.
Then the life for me. When and spreading out so far and wide. Forget
I don't know why it decided to be this fucking huge like this. What the fuck is going on here?
What's wrong?
I don't know. Just like it was like gigantic.
You probably just zoomed in on another tab, and it like saves that sometimes. Just zoom out. Like
Yeah.
hold down Control and roll your mouse wheel towards you. That's the easiest way to do it with that window selected.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, whatever.
It happens to me all the time. It's super. That you should be resizing like that too, TJ.
Yeah.
That's an easy one to fucking remember.
Oh, that's
Hold
because
down
I zoomed in on that picture of Trump. That was what
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah, that's what it was exactly.
Yeah.
So fucking lame. I hate browsers.
At least 68 arrested in Louisville as protesters demand answers in Breonna Taylor case. This is still going on. At least 68 people were arrested in Louisville, Kentucky, as crowds marched Tuesday over the death of Breonna Taylor, police said. The protesters were largely peaceful. Protests were largely peaceful, but a large group of demonstrators crossed several intersections, creating dangerous situations as traffic continued to make its way in the area. Robert Schroeder, interim chief of the Louisville Metro Police Department, told reporters. Officers gave directions to stay on the sidewalk, and those who did not were eventually arrested. Those arrested will be charged with obstructing the roadway and disorderly conduct. Tuesday's protests were expected to be one of the largest demonstrations in the city since Taylor's death. The EMT and aspiring nurse was killed in her own home in March when 3 plainclothes police officers executed a no-knock warrant returning gunfire after her boyfriend fired a warning shot because he thought he was shooting at intruders. Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, told CNN this week that she doesn't understand why investigation into her daughter's case remains pending after months. A lot of times you want to give up, you want to walk away, but I know she deserves justice, Palmer told CNN.
I got to be honest with you, like and I feel bad about this, but there's so many of these people now, most of them black people, that have been gunned down in various areas all over the country. It's not just a South problem. This one was in Louisville, so it's not a Southern problem. Kentucky is it's not a deep South state or anything.
Yeah.
So
it's like middle of the country kind of shit.
Yeah. This is like middle America shit here, and it's happened out west, and it's happened down here, and it's happened out east. And I haven't, followed the names and placed names with faces and incidents for all these people, and really mapped out this protest movement and how it's sprung up around some of these people in these areas. And I don't even know what to say about it, dude. Like, I don't even know if there's anything that I could add.
I mean, there's really not necessarily much to say at this point. It's been we discussed the initial case back when it happened.
I mean, honestly, though, like, I don't want to descend into conspiracy territory, but we know why they haven't been given the answers that they want, right?
Right, of course.
Because the answer is that the cops treated Breonna Taylor, I'm assuming, differently than they would have treated a white woman. They busted in on her and they shot her, and you know what I mean? It probably wouldn't have happened if it was in a white neighborhood.
They weren't even in the right house, for fuck's sake. I mean, they had a no-knock warrant for a different location. Right. They showed up plain clothes. These people think, hey, there's some crazy motherfuckers trying to break into our house. The dude fires a warning shot, not even trying to hurt nobody, just fucking trying to like let them know, like these people he thinks are trying to break into his house know, like, uh-oh. The cops come in, guns ablazing, waste someone who didn't even fucking have anything to do with it.
I've heard this story.
Yeah,
I didn't meld the story to the name. But
she was waking up from a nap. She's like, this was her fucking experience. She wakes up like, what the hell's going on? Boom, dead.
Right. She may not have even woken up. You know what I mean? Like she or really known what the fuck was going on before she died.
Yeah, I mean, she probably
may
did.
have stumbled blindly out of her bedroom and into gunfire, and it's like, and it's the wrong house.
Yeah, it's not even the right house. Because they had a warrant on some other house that was like a few blocks away.
Look at what they're doing. Like, look at this woman hooked up in cuffs who looks like a violent woman, by the way.
Yeah, she looks like a monster.
She looks like the type of woman that would teach you second grade so well that you always remembered your fucking math, your division and times tables. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of crazy bitch that would like make you a pot of really good tasting fucking soup if you felt sick. You know what I mean?
She's
the very type of animal that you need to hook up. You need 18 stormtroopers to protect the public from, because all they want is answers for why Breonna Taylor's door was kicked in and why she, and I'm assuming her partner that was in there, were killed.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. No, I don't think the dude was killed.
So just her. Great. So she had nothing to do with the gunfire.
No, nothing at all. She was just the one who got shot by it. It's crazy stuff. Yeah, and then there's still no, I mean, like, it's been months and months, and there's still literally no answers, no sort of resolution to this. And it just seems like they're trying to buy time and hope that this protest movement dies down. So don't let it, I would say. If you're part of this protest, like, they're trying to wait you out. So don't let them do that.
Dude, I hope my lungs like that little nugget of banana bread that I inhaled. Holy fuck, bro.
Dude, that could be some of the worst shit, because that shit can just set up shop in the back of your throat and just like.
That's what happened. And I took a breath in to say something, and a tiny little like spitty blob of that banana bread went like right down the wrong pipe, and I was like, you know, my body went into full expel. Oh God, it's still there.
It's never going away. It's never going away.
I felt it come out that time.
Oh, okay, there you go. But don't worry, we're done with. Oh no, we're not done with crooked cops. Sorry, Miami officer's wife dies trapped in backseat of hot patrol vehicle. Now I don't know. Maybe this is not malfeasance. I haven't read this story. I don't know the details yet.
Why did his officer wife get locked in the back of his? I mean, like, it depends. Was he?
Yeah,
just,
I'm just not sure what happened. So let's find out.
Right.
Authorities said a Miami police officer's wife died after getting trapped in the backseat of his patrol vehicle for hours in the Florida heat. According to the Miami Herald, it happened outside the couple's home in Miami Shores. The officer was off work at the time. The Miami Herald reports, Clara Paulino got in the backseat of the SUV Friday looking for something and was trapped for 4 hours without any way of contacting anyone. Her family found her. I don't think anybody could imagine anything like that ever happening, neighbor Daphne Stewart said. The Miami Herald reported a partition between the back seat and front seat likely stopped her from being able to honk the horn, and she didn't have her cell phone with her call for help.
This sounds like it could be an accident. Like, she just got back there to grab something.
Yeah.
And got locked in. But why would she be in the back of his patrol car?
It says she was trying to go grab something out of his car. I don't.
Would you not notice that she came back?
Yeah, I don't know. The Miami Herald said Officer Astrades Paulino covers the midnight shift in Wynwood, got home, fell asleep, but may have left his unit unlocked.
Okay, so he's a graveyard guy.
He's working the night shift. He comes home, he goes to bed. His wife goes to grab something out of his car, I guess, and got locked in somehow.
Dude, that's just fucking sad, honestly. Like, that sounds pretty plausible. It sounds like, you know, maybe he left like his phone in the back seat because he was tired.
Yeah, or something like that.
And she wanted to grab it for something, and she went back there, and the door closed behind her, and it's locked, and she's like, well, it couldn't have been his phone because she could have used that to call 911. So it must have been something. He left his lunch bag back there, and she didn't want it to get all hot in the sun and baked.
Yeah, I wish it would say what the hell she. I don't know.
They're investigating it, but I
mean, like, I don't know why you would close the door behind you if you're just going in to grab something. So that's kind of weird.
Dude, that picture of Laura right there, even without the eye, looks so fucking terrible.
I know. Look at it.
I will swallow your soul.
Look at the one they got on the cover of the Drudge Report. It's just like monster.
Yeah, it is a fucking monster, dude.
It's gigantic.
Shut up, Matt Drudge. You don't live in Louisiana. Does he live in Louisiana?
No, he does not. He lives in
Matt
New York.
Drudge, fuck you. You ain't got no credibility, bitch. I'm in the eye of Laura right now, bitch. What did you ever do, Matt Drudge? Oh wait, he's dead, isn't he?
No, he's not.
Oh wait, who was it that died? Breitbart died. Okay,
yeah, Breitbart dead. Breitbart is dead.
This just sounds like an unfortunate accident.
Yeah, I think it should probably be investigated to make sure it was an accident, or at least rule out as much as you possibly can the possibility that it was something less.
Where I grew up in the Central Valley, and you guys experienced this. You were there in July.
Yeah.
In my hometown, it gets like 105, 104, 103 routinely for days on end.
Right.
And this was like, it was 91 degrees, 93 degrees outside. Now you're still going to die. But you talk about, like, we hear about one of these pretty much every other year where some person leaves their kid strapped to into a baby chair because they need to just quote unquote run into the store, and then they come back out to a dead infant.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Or even worse, and you don't hear about these as often, but they happen more often. Somebody does it to their dog.
Right. Dogs die that way all the time.
So this is just like, and for it to accidentally happen, that's just tragic.
It's just you don't usually hear about adults dying like this, but I guess most people don't have these patrol cars where you could lock someone in the back.
You never ever leave your dog unattended in a car, period. But if you're gonna do it, don't do it in summer ever in any kind of heat.
Oh yeah, no. That was one. I remember being taught that, like, in school, especially growing up here. Like, people are like, "Do not ever leave your dog in the car; it will die."
Like, I'll tell you, like, back in the day, we had a pickup, and we had dogs that liked to go into town with us and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we would leave them. Like, I grew up in a small town. We would jump up in the bed of the pickup truck, and we'd leave them in the bed of the pickup truck, unattended, because they knew to stay.
Right.
But never in the summer, when they were going to be baking in the sun, you know what I mean? Like, in the spring when it was nice, or the fall, or the autumn, or the winter when it was nice and brisk, or whatever.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, you definitely don't want to fucking do that. Police commissioner to launch investigation after officer kills dog in fenced yard.
Man, perfect trend when you said we're not done with fucking shitty cop stories yet, are we?
No, I'm not. I wasn't. Look, I didn't go looking for it. I wasn't like, I'm gonna fucking get some cop hate. There just happened to be a lot.
There's a lot of fresh cop hate right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to watch a video of this, but Detroit police officer commissioner Willie Burton says he wants to investigate an investigation into why a dog was shot and killed in its own yard by a police officer. I already solved this crime because a bunch of cops are sadistic pieces of shit that are not properly vetted, and you just fucking like people with emotional problems that want power, so they become cops.
I will take it one step further than you. I don't disagree, but I'll even double down on what you said. Police offices as they exist, and the job of a policeman as it exists today in America, actually rewards and draws sadistic people to it.
Of course.
It's like a magnet, and rewards people who are sadistic. So yeah, that's what happened. A sadistic fuck cop showed up, and a little dog barked at him, and he shot it.
Yep. I guess we should probably take a look at the video.
I can't, dude. I'll tell you what, dude. You can watch it if you want, but I'm gonna just fucking like minimize this or whatever the fuck, because I can't watch that fucking dog be killed by a cop. I just can't. I can't take it. In the eye of the hurricane, TJ. In the eye of the hurricane. I can't.
Into what happened. A warning for you, though. The video is very disturbing to watch. Grant Holmes has more.
This is the corner where it happened. The dog's becoming entangled in the fence. The officer saying she was forced to shoot. That shot now sparking.
Forced to shoot.
Dog comes around the corner and follows the police canine along the fence. As the canine approaches the fence, the dog, according to police, bites the canine's muzzle, trapping the four-legged officer. Its partner grabs her gun and fires. The dog writhing in pain until it dies. The owner standing in the front yard the entire time. In an interview this week, the officer's commander called the situation unfortunate but life and death.
How's it life and death? That dog is not going to be able to kill that other dog through the fucking fence.
Yeah, I didn't watch, and I had the whole thing fucking muted. I can't listen to it. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to see it. You know me, TJ. I'm overly sensitive to this shit, and I've already cried on fucking Flash Fried one time this month. I'm not trying to do it again. No, like dogs, dude. I can't handle it when dogs are mistreated, hurt, abused. I have a big fucking heart for people, but my heart really aches for dogs because I will tell you what, dude. The most loyal friends that I've ever had in my life have all been canines.
Oh yeah,
since I was a child.
Dogs are great. I'm a big dog lover too. So
dogs deserve to be in a position like that joke that L. Ron Hubbard made in fucking Battlefield Earth about how the man animals were actually run by a superior species known as the canines. You know what I mean? I actually believe that's true. I believe that they should be elevated to that. Like we should treat dogs in America like the Hindus treat cows.
That's not a bad idea.
It's not even it's not even not a bad idea. It should be reality.
It should be, yeah. Dogs are far more noble creatures than we. But cops are not. Tennessee cops raid wrong home, point guns at naked woman while looking for teen suspect.
Did I say we should treat dogs like cows treat Hindus just now?
I don't know. I think you said how Hindus treat cows, but you might have said how cows treat Hindus.
I feel like I said.
I don't know.
It would be funny, and if I didn't, never mind.
Well, whatever. So yeah, these cops.
Cows treat Hindus pretty gently as well. So
okay,
I guess
it works either way.
Sorry,
3 Tennessee officers have been decommissioned.
Another one of these,
Yeah.
TJ. How long is the cop suck block?
I don't know. I forget how long it is or how deep it goes. Oh, this might be the last pleb story though. You know what? Let me check something real quick. You know what? We're gonna give the plebs a little bit longer today, so they're gonna get a little extra. Okay. Because I specifically split it to where your 2 videos about the well, I don't want to spoil it, but
sure.
But I put those in the center so that we could give the plebs one and then tease them with the next.
Gotcha.
But anyway, we'll just go through this real quick. This is yet another instance of cops just going to the wrong place because they're fucking dumb. Officers with the Metro Nashville Police Department raided the home of Azaria Hines last Tuesday. The unclothed Hines was asleep on her sofa after a late shift when she heard a banging outside. When she realized the commotion was coming from officers, Hines later said she asked them to hold on. Her calls were ignored. Body cam footage from the raid shows Hines attempting to ask the officers to wait while they break her door down with a battering ram, which occurred fewer than 30 seconds after they shouted the warning. After smashing,
what did the bitch have in her basement? A secret lab where she was building a robot.
They weren't even at the right place. They were at the wrong. They weren't even at the right location. They were looking for some teenage drug dealer or some shit. So this is
fucking.
They were
kidding me.
Yeah,
bro.
this wasn't even. They weren't even. They didn't even intend to be there.
Did they kill her?
What? I don't know if this bitch is gonna be naked in this video. So I guess I might have to do some editing if she is. All right, I guess they're letting her put pants on or something, but
who knows? It's just like this whole we showed up at the wrong address shit has got to stop.
After smashing the door,
yeah. How do you have active investigation going on of a drug dealer that's dangerous?
I mean, just think about this.
Where he lives.
Let me tell you something. Like pizza guys, not only do they have a more dangerous job actually than cops, like there's but I've never heard. I mean, like pizza guys don't go to the wrong fucking house. I mean, I guess they probably do sometimes, but it doesn't. I've never had it happen to me. I've never had a pizza dude show up and be like, "Hey, is this fucking you order pizzas?" I'm like, "No." Never had that happen. Somehow cops can't figure this out.
I've heard of shit like that happening. Like here, I'll tell you something that happened not that long ago. Like a month ago, I ordered a DoorDash, right? And what happens is they leave the shit and then eventually they text you. Like a lot of times they'll text you a picture of it sitting by your doorstep. Well, they left some shit and I looked at the picture and something about it was wrong because there was a doormat under it that wasn't mine. And I was like, I went out front and sure enough, I didn't have no fucking DoorDash. Well, luckily for me, I went and looked at my other neighbors and it was somebody on my floor. The person just fucked up and put it in front of the wrong, but it happens, you know what I mean? But that's pizza. That's not, what's our battering ramming somebody's fucking door down with your guns drawn?
You definitely want to be a little more careful about that.
You know what I mean? It's like the failure rate on pizza is better than the failure rate on the police. when it comes to making sure that they're delivering what they're coming to deliver to the right address, which in the case of pizza is pizza. In the case of police is battering rams and guns and body armor and dogs that are trained to bite people.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at. We got 2 of these videos.
So before we start this, TJ, let me
Paul, you want to lay down some context?
Since you said you were teasing the plebs with this, I like that. By the way,
yeah,
I'm all into teasing. I like teasing the plebs, especially.
Of course.
So we've gone through a long block of very dreary "the police are bad" stories, but I thought I would give you some positivity here. Did you know? Well, you can see it right here on the fucking screen that President Trump is the most pro-gay president.
Hell yeah.
Possibly ever.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to find out why?
I sure do.
We watch the video and kill our cams, TJ?
We probably don't need to kill our cams since there's only 2 of us.
Sure.
Because in the test I did, it with 2, it usually holds up. If it starts to drop frames, I'll let you know, and we can do it.
President Trump is the most pro-gay president in American history. I can
I love the music, man.
prove it. My name is Rick Grinnell. I'm America's first openly gay cabinet member. As a United States Senator, Joe Biden said gay people couldn't receive security clearances because we would be a security risk. Joe must have been terrified when Donald Trump appointed me as acting director.
Yeah, so basically, you're just taking advantage of the fact that all these politicians were anti-gay when America was anti-gay, and now they're all pro-gay now that America's pro-gay.
Right.
Like, because, I mean, like, all the mainstream, with the exception of people like Bernie Sanders, who actually was, like, pro-gay long before it was popular, but whatever, he ain't being president, so
Sure.
You know, but like all these fucking politicians, you know, back like when I was like a kid, not even that long ago, like fucking 15 years ago or something, we're all like, yeah, gays, I don't know about that. Then the opinion polls flipped and they're like, yeah, gays, hell yeah, we love them. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever, dude. Joe Biden, you know what Joe Biden's opinion on gays is? It's whatever fucking... If the opinion polls tomorrow were like, America hates gays again, Joe Biden go right back to being a homophobe.
You know what I think of when I think of people like Trump and Joe Biden and pretty much the entire political establishment on both sides of the aisle? Do you know what I think of what they think on most social issues? I'll show you, TJ. You ready?
Yeah.
I love the gays. That's what they feel. Or I hate the gays. You know, whatever they need to do to whip up like these fucking social issues to these people, they don't care.
Yeah, it's just like
I don't even think a lot of the people that are riding with Biden are even making that argument. Like Biden doesn't give a fuck. There's no way you think he gives a fuck. You look at his past record, he's definitely not an ally for gay people and never has been, no matter how he paints himself. So but you know, is Trump going to be more destructive than him? I don't want to get mired in that. But the fact that this, by the way, paid for by the Trump campaign. So this is a narrative he's really pushing hard.
I see the Log Cabin Republicans logo in there. And Log Cabin Republicans are the gay Republicans.
Yep.
National intelligence.
Which, if you think about it, Log Cabin, you know, is a little suggestive.
The fact that I'm gay didn't even faze Donald Trump. Joe Biden certainly didn't congratulate the appointment or even acknowledge it. But his silence was deafening.
Why?
President Trump.
Wait a minute. Pause. You do know that not every politician in Washington typically calls any politician that's appointed to the cabinet and confers their thanks. Now, maybe some do. But the idea isn't the idea that you want to be treated like a normal person, not treated special because you're gay. You want to just be treated like a normal person. Guess what? The normal Republican national security advisor typically doesn't get a phone call from an opposing side politician, probably going, welcome on in. Hope to work with, you know.
Why would they? It'd be weird.
This is just like stupid shit, dude. This is just like stupid. Like he's trying to trump it up like Trump hired me and Joe Biden didn't even come to my party. And it's like, fuck you. Get out of here, bitch.
Trump has done more to advance the rights of gays and lesbians in 3
All right.
years
I can't wait to hear
than
it.
Joe Biden did in 40 plus years in Washington.
Okay, lay it out.
For 4 decades, Joe Biden has attacked the LGBT community. As a U.S. Senator, Biden supported Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Everybody
did, though. That was like
the thing is the irony that's draped over this whole thing for me is that he's making an argument for Republicans who were like Joe Biden's position on Don't Ask, Don't Tell, plus a bunch of other restrictive shit. Like they took it to the nth degree.
I mean, Republicans didn't like Don't Ask, Don't Tell. They want to just be like gays banned from the military. Don't Ask, Don't Tell was like the compromise.
Yes.
That was the more progressive position at the time.
Right.
The Republicans were against being
we'll
gays serving at all.
We'll let gays in. We will not ask, and they are not allowed to tell other people that they're gay, but they're allowed to serve. Like that was the compromise between the Republican position of no gays in the military.
Yes.
You dumb fuck.
So I mean, like, yeah, like the idea that I mean, like, I guess you could say it's homophobic. Obviously, in retrospect, Don't Ask, Don't Tell was a stupid policy, but like it was better than the fucking Republican policy.
Because like you're a harm reduction voter, right?
Right.
Was a Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy that actually allowed gays access to military and its benefits.
No, I mean, look, for the time it was an imperfect solution to the problem, but was it a hell of a lot better than like gays are not allowed? Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it perfect, but like touting that as like proof that Biden is like anti-gay or something is pretty weird. I'm not saying that he's not. Maybe he is. He might fucking be the most homophobic person on the face of the earth, but that doesn't demonstrate it.
Right.
And
every one of these.
Sorry, go ahead.
So Biden supported DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act. You know who else did? Every Republican senator.
Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of, I mean, a shit ton of Democrats too, because they're basically the same party.
Marriage Act. Biden voted to cut off federal funds to any school that teaches acceptance of homosexuality.
Okay.
And you know who does that? Every Republican fucking politician at the state level in southern states.
Yeah, and also the Trump administration's done that. So I don't know. I mean, maybe he's going to try to tout some kind of Trump record. We'll look at Trump's actual record in a moment.
Biden said again and again that he was against marriage equality.
Fair enough.
Senator, do you support?
I mean, like, I was there. Like, I don't know how short you think America's memory is. I know it is pretty short in a lot of instances, but
nanoseconds.
I was fucking around for the gay marriage debate, and I seem to recall that the Republicans were the more staunchly anti-gay party. Like most of the Democrats kind of, once again, they wanted to do this compromise position of like civil unions and shit. Like, no, they can have civil unions. It'll be the same as marriage and everything, but it's, you know, a little different.
They wanted to go this middle way, and that has been that's why.
Which is what Democrats consistently fucking do. They look at the Republican position. It's like, well, what if we just like, you know?
Well, that's what Obamacare was. Obamacare was Mitt Romney's, the Republican nominee against Obama in his reelection. It was his fucking plan. It was his state plan.
Yep, with its origins in the belly of the Heritage Foundation.
Which, oh wait, that's a big liberal think tank, right?
No, it's a super right-wing think tank. They cooked it up as an alternative to universal health care because they saw the Democrats pushing for that.
Hold on now, sir. I have an idea. Well, let's hear it, Walter P. Longbottom. Oh, quiet down over there, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I'll get to you in a minute. Listen. Hand me
a lot of poets here.
bill. I need to light my cigar. I have an idea. Instead of offering them health care for free, which of course would have to come out of our pockets, quiet down. We offer them the option. No. That's the wrong word. We offer them a mandate to purchase insurance from all the gentlemen sitting here at this table.
What a beautiful world we live in.
Oh, fuck me.
Gay marriage?
No. Marriage is between a man and a woman.
And now, well, now that we've made progress, Joe Biden has changed.
I love that I smeared the name of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I was like, why is Longfellow?
It just sounds like a Ponzi rich guy name, and it's the only thing I could come up with after I did J. Giles Hornswoggle or whatever the first one was. I can't even remember. Sorry, Joe Biden he did what? He changed his mind?
Yeah.
What a terrible thing.
What a bastard.
I know firsthand that President Trump is the strongest ally that gay Americans have ever had in the White House.
Thank God.
Donald Trump is the first president in American history to be pro-gay marriage from his first day in office.
Also, the first Republican in American history that's been pro-gay marriage at all.
Yeah.
President Trump knew I was gay when he appointed me to one of the most prestigious and powerful ambassadorships in the world.
Wow.
As ambassador to Germany, President Trump fully supported our fight to crush the homophobic and barbaric Islamic.
Wait a minute. We didn't fight fucking ISIS because they were anti-gay. That had like fucking nothing to do with it. You're going to try to tout that?
He made me ambassador to a place that we exploited in an endless series of proxy wars with China and Russia over resources and geopolitical control over the resources. And I was gay, and I
was like, oh, thank you, Mr. Trump, for being so progressive to send a gay shark over there to rape the fucking Middle East.
The Iranian regime that supports them. While President Trump was denying the homophobic regime money, the Obama-Biden team was giving them billions.
Wow, these issues had nothing to do with gays. Like, no one fucking said the Iran deal, the word fucking gay was probably never even brought up.
And by the way, the Iran deal was working.
Yeah, the Iran deal was designed to like get them to not fucking proliferate nuclear fucking weapons. And by the way, according to pretty much everyone but us, they were doing it.
It was working. An international team of UN-backed fucking impartial scientists were allowed into these fucking facilities, and they agreed to further inspections, and they agreed to sign on the dotted line that they were never going to develop a nuke and all that shit. And we started fucking trading with them again, and shit started to loosen up. And then fucking Trump came in and tore it up.
Yeah, and why did you tear it up? Not for any actual geopolitical reason, but just because Obama had done it.
Like, political relations between Iran and America have been shit for a long time, but they started to normalize for the first time in a fucking century because of this Iran deal. And then Trump just came in and unilaterally tore it up and fucking turned that area into a beehive again.
Nope, don't like it. Obama done it bad. No good. Stupid fucking Trump.
Joe Biden not only admits it, he says he'll do it again if elected president.
Good. I mean, I don't know that Iran would actually go along with it again. They'd be like, "No, America, you're too schizophrenic to make a deal with." But
States and Iran nuclear deal.
President Trump began a historic campaign to decriminalize homosexuality around the globe at the United Nations, where he publicly challenged the 69 countries who make being gay a crime to change their laws.
My administration is working with other nations to stop criminalizing of homosexuality.
Gays and lesbians.
All right, good. I mean, I guess that's good.
Can be put to death.
I mean, yeah, whatever. It is what it is, dude. I don't even fucking know, bro.
So yeah, we could. All right, so plebs, you got to get out. But here's what you're missing. There's another one of these. There's actually another video about like gays for Trump kind of shit, and you guys can't see it.
If you guys thought that first one was stupid and easily debunked, you have seen nothing yet, you silly plebs.
No, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Deprived plebs will never get to know the real arguments, and you'll never get to see Donald Trump's actual position either.
Yep.
So all you can do as plebs is just believe what you were just told by Trump's national security advisor.
All right. So plebs, look, become patrons. Quit fucking around. Just do it.
Just do it. Come on.
Quit being
come on,
dumb. Just fucking do what you need to do.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, come on. Come on. All right, the plebs are gone. So this one's even dumber, right?
So let me just tell you at the beginning of this. So my girlfriend Amelia brought me on to this. She said, have you seen the log cabin Republicans why Trump is the best gay president thing? And I was like, no. And she goes, oh my God, you got to see this. And when I went looking for it on their Twitter, she said, I found it on their Twitter. And I found that first one that we just watched with the plebs, right? And she was like, this ain't it, but well, like, let's watch this. And I was sitting there like, you know, obviously you saw my reaction the second time around. I watched about the first minute of it. And I was like, this has got to go on Flash Fried. Well, she kept looking and she found this one because she kept telling me like, dude, the one I found last night was worse. And I was like, dude, you know, doing 2 of these. And she was like, no. You don't understand. I was like, all right, I'll take a look. I looked at the first minute of this. It's dumber in the first minute than that one is in the entire runtime of it. So she was right about that.
Oh man.
This one is real bad. It's the same kind of shit. This is a different arm of it though. This is pride.donaldtrump.com, which is an arm of Donald Trump's campaign directly. So he funded both of these, by the way. I think if you go to the end of the log cabin Republican ones or somewhere in the description of it, it says, you know, but in this one for sure, it says funded by Donald J. Trump.
Let's see.
Like at the end of it, you know what I mean? Where he has to say like, I'm Donald Trump and I approve this message or whatever the fuck.
So this one just says powered by log cabin Republican.
Hold on. Hit play though. Hit play while. Okay. So maybe they sponsored one.
Wait, what's the stupid hat he's wearing?
Won't be silent. Gay people don't have to vote Democrat because Donald Trump is the most pro-gay president in America.
Oh my God, dude. I got to get me one of them. Dude. Oh my God. That was,
dude, I got to
delicious.
All right, cool. Rock on, you know?
So they paid for this one.
So the log cabin Republicans pay for that, but who knows where their money comes from? I mean, you know, Trump could have easily get a big infusion of cash.
I know exactly where the money came from for this. The Donald Trump campaign. This is fresh shit from the Donald Trump campaign itself. Are you ready?
Are you ready? I'm ready. All right. So this dude already, even like, okay, let's just do it.
Gay man in America, and Joe Biden is not my friend. He's my enemy. President Trump is the gay.
Can I ask a question that's maybe a little controversial?
How controversial? Like on the scale of 1 to 10, controversial what?
I mean, you know, obviously it's gonna be different for different people, but
where would you put it on your scale?
On my scale, I'm pretty. It's like a 1 on mine.
Sure. Okay. Where would you put it on what you think it will be perceived scale?
I mean, it's just like, I don't really know. It's kind of a tough one because I just like, okay, so here's the thing. I was watching, I have a Shudder subscription, right?
Yeah, me too.
I like Shudder. I like horror movies. I've been super.
Oh my God, are we friends?
Wow. No, it was like, usually, like when I was friends with Ben, you know, I watched a lot of wrestling. Now I'm friends with you. I watched a lot of horror, and I don't know if it's related or whatever, but like, you know, you got me to kind of take
You watched a lot of horror before I ever came along. Like you were already kind of a.
I watched but I kind of like horror was something I watched more as a kid, and I kind of like had tuned out of it as a genre more as like a young adult, and I feel like
you saying that you're a polisher, TJ.
Maybe a little bit, or at least on that, because like I don't know, I feel like I got way more into horror movies when you and I became friends. Anyway, I got a Shudder subscription. I mostly got it for Joe Bob Briggs, but I also like to watch some of the other stuff they got on there. And one of the things they have on there is some pretty neat little documentaries. They have a documentary on there called Scream Queen, right?
I saw it. I like I said, I've had a Shudder subscription. I haven't watched it yet though. Is it good?
Whatever. I mean, it was all right. I didn't personally think it was all that great, but I'm not a huge fan of Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Not because of the gay subtext, which I agree is not even subtext, it's just text.
It's over.
Yeah. But the thing about it is though that I don't like it even aside from that.
It's not a good movie.
It's boring and it's kind of dull. But the story about the guy is kind of interesting.
The ending is the most absurd ending ever to a Freddy movie too. By the way,
yeah,
when he crashes the pool party.
Yeah, it's really weird. The pool lights on fire are pretty weird. Also, Freddie just doesn't look as intimidating when he's like at a pool party, you know. But whatever, neither here nor there. But the guy who was in it, like, his story is kind of interesting and stuff, and he went through a lot of fucking really crazy shit. I don't want to spoil the movie or anything, but, you know, one of the things he does is he acts gay. You know what I mean? Like, gay dudes used to act gay. And, you know, I don't know if it's just because these dudes are Republicans, but it seems like gayness is not as flamboyant as it used to be. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I will tell you this, and I see why you thought this was going to be controversial. I get the net now.
Yeah.
If you have more to say, by the way, don't.
No, I mean, it's just like I'm every fucking gay I see now is just like, yo, I'm gay and stuff, and I get it, you know, it's like it's not, you know, but I mean, I kind of miss the like, hey guys, you know, like I miss the fucking super gay gays. Where's the fucking super gays at, huh?
Because there were so few men that were willing to undergo the oppression of being labeled gay, that were willing to come out and be more flamboyant like that became the stereotype. Like, that became the stereotype of a gay man that was openly gay. But like, if you watch like dude, that fucking movie Brokeback Mountain is basically about the complete and utter inversion of that stereotype. Not all gay men. I mean, I know a lot of people suspected for a long time, and I'll admit I dog whistled a long time that I, you know, leaned a little bi and shit.
Right.
Because I didn't really care as much as I did anymore about I was in a community that would have embraced it at that time. I just wasn't ready to come out until I did, and it hasn't been a thing in my life, but I'm bi. That's different. I could go my whole life and never fuck a dude or have a dude fuck me and like I'd be fine with it. You know what I mean? I'm not hungering for that. If something happens, it happens, you know, but like I don't think that like I present as an effeminate dude.
Right. No, of course. Yeah.
And you're bi, you don't present as an effeminate dude. And Scotty has been gay from the day that I've known Scotty and deeply closeted.
Yeah.
And he doesn't present as effeminate. So it's like, you know, I'm kidding.
No, but I don't know. I know they're still out there and stuff, but you know, I just kind of miss it. I miss when gay dudes acted a little gayer. I like when they gated up a little bit more, but
they still do. But like dudes like this guy, like, I understand what you're asking.
Yeah.
Now here's the other side of this though, TJ.
Yeah.
Do I put it past a political operative to hire a dude to pretend that he's gay and act in this? Because now the stereotype of the effeminate gay has been defeated, and we know that gay guys, you know, are pretty normal guys.
Hey there, I'm a homosexual. I enjoy sucking the dick and such.
Yeah. So I mean, gay for pay ain't a new thing. It just is maybe in political advocacy, but not in porn. That's been happening for a while.
I guess.
I mean, you've heard of it, right? Gay for pay.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Fucking yeah. You know.
So I mean, this. You know. So your question is it possible that this guy is that? Yes. Can we tell for sure?
No. I mean, I'm not trying to throw it out.
I'd have to see him suck a dick.
Let's see him suck a dick. I want to see how much zeal he sucks that dick with.
Yep. If he looks grossed out when he's sucking a dick, or he has bad technique, I know that this is a plant.
Yeah.
Maybe that needs to be appended to the like rules for political advocacy. If you're going to have a gay person, they've got to start off. This is horrible. This is horrible and anti-gay. They've got to start off by sucking a dick. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And you see their technique, you know they're gay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they got to fucking do that, and they got to get their dick sucked at least, because I know not everyone's a top or whatever. Not everyone's a bottom of the shit.
Straight dude can close his eyes and get drunk or whatever, and like, you know, get a blowjob from a dude. Like, yeah. I've seen porn, dude.
No, he's got to look right at the fuck. He's got to look right down and be like, he can't look up and be like, oh yeah, and just feel it. He's got to look down into the eyes of that
eye contact
of that dude sucking his dick, and I got to look in. We got to fucking see that look in his face, and if there's even like a moment of like, oh, you know, like, then we got to fucking. He's yeah, imposter. We caught you. Fuck you. Get out of here. You ain't no gay.
Chew. Get out of here, you.
Shoo, fake gay. Shoo.
Degrading, but effective if it was imposed.
So you see, you know, I think we took it from like a 2 on the offensive scale to probably like a 5, but whatever.
Well, that's good. That's okay. I wanted to amp it up, but in a good way. And I think we did.
5's about where we want to be, so let's just plow on.
Community's best friend. Let me tell you why. My name is Billy McLaughlin, and I'm Digital Director for the National Rifle Association. And I'm sick of the narrative being pushed. Joe Biden has spent 4 decades trashing my sexuality and attempting to strip me of my right to defend myself.
Hey, it's the exact same talking points. That's weird.
But this one is really like they're trying to marry Biden's anti-gun position with his anti-gay positions from earlier in his career, as if those two are like one and the same.
Yeah.
And they're trying to marry not only that, but gayness with like
guns,
rabid gun ownership.
Gays love guns. I love it.
Is between a man and a woman. What's the game going on here?
Barack Obama nor I support redefining from a civil side what constitutes marriage.
Bet the media won't show you that one this election cycle. Simply,
why would they?
Yeah, I mean that's no longer his position.
Right.
So,
I mean,
well, the media does show that. It's the right-wing media shows that clip.
Of course.
I guarantee you.
Yeah, Fox News will play that clip for sure.
Yeah, it's been played. I guarantee you. I don't even have to look or fucking back myself up on this. I guarantee you that very clip has been played on Fox News at least 20 times this electoral cycle. So let's be real here. This is, you know. But like in reality, though, people's positions change. Do I believe that Joe Biden's position genuinely changed? No. I think in his heart of hearts, Biden would rather live in an America where gay people had civil unions, or maybe even in America where gay people didn't even have the rights of marriage at all.
Yeah.
And if the fucking party, if the wind of fucking social change had blown in a different direction, Joe Biden would be right where it is, wherever it is.
Joe Biden is a politician, and he's going to say whatever he thinks people want to hear.
But is he on the right side of this? And am I going to begrudge him his flip-flop? No. And why would you as a gay person do that? Joe Biden changed his mind on this horrible idea. The party that I want to vote for still has all these ideas. You know, it's like, what? Why?
I mean, there's still a huge amount of there's still like a lot of anti-gay fucking sentiment in the Republican Party. So it's kind of a weird spin to be like, Joe Biden fucking more than a decade ago wasn't on the right side of this. It's like there's people within your own party that aren't on the right side of this.
Still,
like right now, like right this minute.
They know that they can't put the genie back in the bottle, but their position on it is that they don't want gay people being married. Period.
Redefining from a civil side what constitutes marriage.
Bet the media won't show you that one this election cycle. Simply put, Joe Biden turned his back on gay Americans when it mattered most, while President Trump has embraced us with open arms.
I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens.
It's not news that gays and lesbians are free.
Wow, it was so great how he said those words on that stage.
I will do that. He was clearly reading off a teleprompter and having a hard time with, by the way.
It's like,
I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ
sandwiches.
Donald Trump could not say that in polite conversation.
I will do everything in my power to protect our BLTQ sandwiches.
Yeah.
It's going to be delicious.
So this is just such a transparent shilling going on here.
Frequently victimized by hate crimes. So are other minority groups. Let's use my home
during the Trump presidency
city of DC as a case study. The number of anti-gay hate crimes has more than doubled from 5 years ago, according to the Metropolitan Police Department.
You mean like during the Trump administration?
Like during the last 4 years included?
I mean, like, yeah, you know, Trump has been in charge for that time period, right?
So let me get this straight.
Sentiment against gay people and brown people and combos of that has not gotten rosier while he's been in office.
Joe Biden wants to solve this issue by stripping those victims of the only way they could defend themselves. That's Joe Biden's America, and it's exactly what they're doing in DC, and look what's happening to us. What people need to realize is that gun rights are ultimately gay rights.
Do you hear this? Like,
I love this.
Isn't this great?
Dude, I want to go show this to a bunch of fucking rednecks.
How many gay people in this country conservatively, TJ, do you think have been outed and killed by a roving band of rednecks with guns?
I mean, depending on the era you're in, you probably pretty decent.
Over all eras in American history, TJ.
I mean, it's definitely happened.
The gay man for most of American history, TJ.
Yeah, it's usually Democrats doing it too. It's usually very Democratic voters.
We talked about it, yeah.
But no,
well, the party switch though, TJ.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's pretty
Party
crazy.
Lincoln.
It's pretty
Party
crazy.
Lincoln, TJ.
I love this gun rights or gay rights. By his logic, you could say gun rights are just any right, because you're basically saying like, you need guns to defend your rights. So gun rights are gay rights, and gun rights are every rights. So,
It's like this is the most like this doesn't land with a single gay person. So all this does is whip up the base into thinking that like, hey, gay people are on our. There's not a gay person out there.
Okay, so you know what this basically is, honestly, is just there's gay people out there who are conservative, but they feel weird voting for conservatives because conservatives hate them.
Yes.
So
this is like trying to get those people to.
This is basically this is supposed to basically give them permission, like a rationale for why they can do it.
Yeah, engage in the collective delusion that voting for a Republican is a good thing because hey, gun rights. You know what I mean?
I mean, because look, gays are like any other group of people. There's conservative fucking gays, just like there's conservative fucking trans people and conservative every other fucking group of people.
What I want to know is what are we gonna do? Because like, when it comes to this type of stuff, I don't mean to go too far afield on this. I want to keep going through this. But one thing I wanted to bring up was, what are we going to do if public sentiment has a shift in this country? Like, you know how like, what if there's a social shift away from this gay rights shit and the next generation is just tired of it? And they think that like, stop bitching about that. And they start fucking empathizing more with Republicans because of it. And Republicans pick up on that shit. You know what I mean? Because we keep electing people like Biden.
Right.
We're going to do fucking nothing for this cause either. He'll allow it to remain in homeostasis. He's probably not going to take any rights from gay people, but he ain't going to push the trans cause or the gay cause or the lesbian cause.
I've heard Biden described as hospice care for like a dying country. And I kind of think
he should be in hospice care.
I know. I kind of think that that's a pretty accurate thing. I think he's just like there to like tell us pretty stories while we slip away into fucking the abyss.
What was this gay guy saying again?
Gay rights, and I refuse to be a victim.
For the people who have largely victimized people like me my whole life.
Joe, you are defended by 24-hour armed guards. So how I choose to defend myself is none of your damn business. In this upcoming election, gay Americans have...
Yeah, Joe Biden's a politician with national prominence that probably has a lot more people that would like to kill him than you do. Because you're just some rando that no one gives a shit about. Joe Biden is actually like known nationally, and
no, TJ. If this guy became president of the United States, the first thing he would do would be to abolish the Secret Service because he's got his little pistol.
He's got his gun. I got my gun. I'm good.
I don't need this protection. I got this armored car. Fuck that. I'm driving my open air Jeep.
And I like gun. I mean, I'm not anti-gun. I'm not super pro-gun either, but look, I mean, if you got to, I understand it makes sense to me. There's instances where responsible gun ownership could, be a defensive, like if there's someone banging at my fucking door trying to get in, hopefully not the cops at the fucking wrong address, but if someone's banging at my door trying to get in my fucking house, trying to break in for some reason, I'm gonna probably want to have a gun at that moment. If I could choose between like you can call the police and they'll be there in 5 minutes, or you got a shotgun that can fucking blow this motherfucker out of his shoes, I'm probably gonna want that shotgun.
To be frank with you, my position on guns is a complicated one. I grew up around guns and learned how to handle and fire them and shit. Not a ton, but I've shot a lot of guns when I was a kid and a young teenager. I grew up in an area where it was just common to have them and use them and shoot for sport. I've skeet shot a lot. And So I'm pro gun in that respect because it was always like safe. I was taught how to handle a gun safely, how to load and unload it, how to check that it's loaded, and to never point it at anything that you don't want to kill. And so I know that in that ideal environment, guns can be safe. They can be fun. Like outside of the home protection shit. I don't know if have you ever fired a gun, TJ?
Nope.
Oh my God, dude. You got to go to a range or something and just try it.
Yeah.
It's actually fun. It is. I get it. It is fun. And if done safely, it's fine. Usually. There's tragedies. But here's another thing I struggle with. I'm a depressive who's attempted suicide. I know that having a gun on the premises of your house makes you vastly more likely to die by that gun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, gun suicides aren't they the number one amongst men?
I believe that's the most preferred suicide method for men.
And so it's like, I have to take into account my own mental health. I'm not that way now. It's been a long time. I was in my early 20s the last time I was genuinely suicidal, but I did take that into account. I can't guarantee that I'm not going to go to a dark place someday because of some event. And if I've got a fucking shotgun in my house, is that good for me? Am I going to protect myself if nobody ever kicks my door in, but I have a shotgun and I go low and I stick that shit in my mouth one day,
Yeah. That's true.
Fun.
I mean, you are more likely to I mean, like it's like pretty much it's suicide on easy mode,
Yep.
So there is that as a factor for sure.
Who's over my head? Like a shotgun, having a shotgun in my house for home protection is one thing, and that's another thing over there. It's like I don't know, dude. I just can't. But when it comes to people owning them, I've always held the stance that as long as you're willing to be responsible, and as long as we find out some national gun registry, so that we can make sure that people that are mentally ill, especially violent mental ill people, don't end up with these guns in their hands. And if they do, those guns are traceable so that the person that gave them to them can be held accountable. I'm fine with it. But we live far from that now. Meet me in the parking lot. I got an arsenal that would fucking feed a guerrilla group down in South America for 6 months. You got $500? I sure do. All right, see you in 20 minutes there in the parking lot.
I watched, it's kind of funny. I watched Forensic Files just last night. There was this guy, I forget his name, but they were talking about like how paranoid he was and how he was like super paranoid someone was coming to get him, right?
Yeah.
And he basically, like, his house was a fortress. He had like he was a millionaire, had $7 million, and he built this like fortress for himself, basically, like wall around his house. Giant stockpile of guns, security cameras everywhere. They still found him with fucking 4 bullet holes in his head, by a river somewhere. So it didn't save him,
No, it's
someone wants you dead. They could probably fucking kill you whether you have a gun or not.
It's interesting you bring that up because somebody that's even richer has those same proclivities that you're not a big fan, but I am. Moist Calzone, as you call him.
Oh, yeah. Has he got like a big arsenal and stuff?
He has a song called Paranoid, where he talks about how his house is set up, how he's got money stashed all around it, how he's got the view of the approach to his house in 360 degrees, how he's got long-ranged rifles and shit, so that anybody that's trying to drive or walk up to his property is going to get seen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he talks about how paranoid he is in the song. And he lives that way. He lives in Utah now on a ranch where I guarantee you the same thing. He has a fucking security company that watches the perimeter. He's got cameras. He's got high-powered weaponry. He's a gun dude.
Right.
He was like born in New York, but raised in Texas.
Right.
And so he's a gun guy, and like he's like that. He's that exact same way, but he's got way more than 7 million.
Oh yeah.
So you can imagine, you know what I mean? He's like Tony Montana. Like just surrounded by cameras and guns and dudes with him. And
this kind of a related little tweet here. This guy tweeted, "We're going to have a civil war, and I'm going to get killed by some dork wearing American flag Crocs. This shit sucks."
Yeah, dude. Seriously, dude. For real. It's like, and that's a whole nother consideration I have to take, dude. It's fuck this whole shit, dude.
Yeah, man.
Two options. One that has a rap sheet full of attempts to block marriage equality, or a Republican pro-gay candidate who has a strong record of standing with the gay community. President Trump was the
All right, let's take a look at Trump's actual record on this shit. Now, we do want to point out that
first
this was paid for by
to
Trump.
be elected while supporting marriage.
So this is using the exact same talking points. So it's pretty obvious these videos come from the same place. This one's a little bit more slanted towards a pro-gun approach, but
right.
I don't actually see the part where it says.
You can go if you go and look into this, you can find that it's.
I'll take your word for it, though. I mean, it has the exact same talking points. It seems like it
tweeted this.
Yeah, it must. It's funded by the same shit.
I went to that. If you click on that, you see the link up at the top. Visit pride.donaldtrump.com.
Okay.
See on the actual video. Yeah, click that. This is where I saw that it's funded by Trump. If you go to the very bottom of this page.
Okay.
There you go.
So this is Trump's gay outreach page, basically.
One of which is one of the guys.
You know, look, if you're obviously there's people out there who think like Trump and like what Trump has to say. We live in a country where there's supposed to be representative democracy to some extent. And obviously people have the right and ability to fucking vote for people like Trump if they want. But let's look at Trump's actual record on fucking gay shit, because it's not all fuck. Like, I understand he held up the flag and I understand he said some things and some speeches and stuff, but what has he actually done for you? Let's take a look at that. So this is all of this is from Blade, which is America's LGBT news source, apparently. This is all of Trump's anti-LGBT actions since last Pride, plus a few welcome moves. Okay, so they admit there's a few things he did that was good.
Okay, fair enough.
So
I mean, that's only fair.
Yeah, sure. This is only through June 5th, so of 2019.
So this is a year old at plus.
There's some stuff that's happened since then, obviously, but
sure. But this will give us a broad overview of what he's done for most of his presidency.
With Pride underway, the Blade presents a list in no particular order of Trump's positive and negative actions with direct impact on the LGBT community. Okay. So I don't know how they've arranged them. Okay, I guess the pluses are good.
Give
Maybe.
me a sec. I'll let you go through this. Somebody is at the door. Hold on.
Hopefully it's not a cop. So number one, embracing the masterpiece cake shop decision. When the U.S. Supreme Court issued a narrow ruling last year in favor of Colorado baker Jack Phillips, many observers saw the decision as limited. After all, justices declined to find the First Amendment right. Phillips asserted to refuse to make custom wedding cakes for same-sex couples, but the Trump administration fully embraced the decision as a win for religious freedom. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said the court rightly concluded the Colorado Civil Rights Commission failed to show tolerance and respect for Phillips' religious beliefs. So the Trump administration broadly embracing the idea that you can refuse to provide services for gay people on religious grounds. White House meeting with Gina Thomas. President Trump continues to meet with anti-LGBT activists in the White House, including a recent high-profile discussion with Ginny Thomas, the wife of conservative U.S. Associate Justice Clarence Thomas. The New York Times reported Trump met in January with anti-LGBT activists led by Thomas in the Roosevelt Ballroom at the White House. As Trump reportedly listening quietly, members of the group denounced transgender people serving in the U.S. military. Coming out against the Equality Act, in the same week, the U.S. House voted to approve the Equality Act, legislation that would amend the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to ban anti-LGBT discrimination. Trump came out against the bill. In an exclusive statement to The Blade, a senior administration official said Trump opposes the Equality Act based on unspecified poison pill amendments to the legislation.
There would probably be some fucking like Trump sycophants or whatever that would try and defend one of that previous one where he just sat silently. But silence is complacency and being.
Well, if he met with the head of the KKK and just silently sat there listening while the dude railed against how like the blacks and the Jews or whatever, like no one's gonna be like, that's cool. He just listened.
Yeah, when you're the fucking president and you've got the biggest bully pulpit in the goddamn world, and you sit there while somebody trashes trans people and don't speak up, like your silence is, like it's not just he was just there.
Okay, so AIDS Advisory Council restaff 1 year after firing all members of the Presidential Advisory Council on HIV/AIDS without explanation, as first reported by The Blade. Trump restaffed the advisory body with 11 new appointees. Carl Schmidt, deputy director of the AIDS Institute. Blah blah blah. This seems kind of neutral to me. Trans military ban implemented. Pretty self-explanatory. We know what happened there. Brief against trans protections under Title VII. In a brief urging the U.S. Supreme Court not to take up a case seeking clarification on whether anti-trans discrimination is a form of sex discrimination under federal law, the Trump administration asserted that the U.S. Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals wrongly decided transgender people have protections under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. The Court of Appeals' conclusion that gender identity discrimination categorically constitutes sex discrimination under the Title VII Act is incorrect, the filing says. So basically, Trump fighting against trans rights there. Yeah. List of anti-LGBT appointments grows. So Trump has a few token gays in his administration, but he has a lot of people who are virulently anti-gay in his administration as well.
Sure. And we know that that's like an old trick.
Right, of course.
There's nothing new there for sure.
So what we got here is Virginia Attorney General Ken Cucciolini, I'm probably saying that wrong, who once said homosexual acts are against nature and harmful to society, for a position in the Department of Homeland Security. Other confirmations include U.S. District Judge Howard Nielsen of Utah, who has, as an attorney, argued a gay judge shouldn't be able to decide a case against California's Proposition 8. And U.S. District Judge Chad Riedler of Ohio, who is acting assistant U.S. Attorney General, penned his name to briefs.
I gotta agree with that judge. I gotta agree with that judge, though. A straight man shouldn't be able to preside over a rape case because
all of us straights are just gonna be like, hey,
their bias, you know what I mean? Their straight bias might leak into their fucking decision-making process. You know what I mean? Hey, this was a heterosexual rape.
So here's a positive. Some of the appointments he's done from the LGBT community as well, which we've already kind of talked about. Draconian anti-trans memo leaked. The proposal reportedly asserts Title IX of the Education Amendment 62 bars sex discrimination in schools, doesn't apply to transgender people, and calls for government agencies to adopt an explicit and uniform definition of sex on a biological basis. Anti-trans conscience rule.
That's like very like that. The language on that last one was very covertly anti-trans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's clear what the intent is.
HHS seeks to undo trans health rule. They actually did that since this. Ending visas for unmarried partners of diplomats. So the State Department last year canceled visas for the unmarried same-sex partners of diplomats to the United States. By canceling these visas for these partners, the State Department forced these partners to either marry or get out, which complicated matters if the diplomats are from countries where same-sex marriage isn't legal. At the time of the decision, only 25 countries recognized same-sex marriage. So basically,
That's a pretty good move.
Fucking over the gay diplomats for no good reason. Proposal to gut trans protection homeless shelters.
A lot of which, but I'm sorry to interrupt you, TJ, but a lot of which, by the way, might be some of the pluses of his gay appointees. So that's how he rewarded the actual gay appointees that have a good fucking pro, gay equality agenda.
Yeah.
He canceled their visas so that they had to either marry their partners and risk not being recognized in the country they were forced to live in by the job he gave them, or
I think this was more about diplomats to the United States.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Then he forced somebody in another country into doing the same thing.
Right.
Okay.
So proposal to gut trans protections at homeless shelters, which just like why? Trump announced, this is I guess a positive. Trump announces HIV plan in State of the Union. Cool. Kind of a few decades too late for that, but whatever. And the budget follows through with the request. That's good. NIH and Global AIDS program slashed, giving Pete Buttigieg the nickname of whatever. I don't care about that. Recognizes global initiative to end anti-gay laws. That's what we saw in his UN speech. So that's a positive. No State Department recognition of Pride Month. Okay. So refusing to recognize birthright of child to gay couple. What is this? Consistent with the policy of cracking down immigration, the Trump administration refused to recognize the birthright citizenship of the son of U.S. citizen Andrew Devash Banks and his Israeli husband Elad Devash Banks. The couple had 2 twin boys conceived via a surrogate mother in Canada. The State Department, however, required a DNA test to prove the children were related to the couple to provide them U.S. passports. One child, Aiden, was deemed a citizen because he's the biological son of Andrew, but the other, Ethan, wasn't because he's the biological son of Elad. Oof.
So just like some stupid bureaucratic red tape.
Yeah, that could have just easily been.
That should have easily just been able to been passed higher up the pipe and go like, oh no, it's fine. I understand what happened here. Yes, they had a surrogacy, and yeah, he can come in.
So one of the crazy things that happened, this just goes on and on. So this is Trump stands with anti-LGBT adoption agencies. Actually, since this came out, like one of the ones I know for a fact happened since this article was released is that the Trump administration tried, they were unsuccessful, but they tried to basically take some steps against gay adoption, which ridiculous. I mean, considering how many fucking kids do not have a home in this country.
It's just
so the actual track record is pretty fucking spotty and mostly negative. I mean,
I think it goes beyond spotty.
I will say that there's a few token gestures towards gay people, probably just so that when he runs for re-election, he could tout them. But it seems like the overall flavor is still pretty strongly anti-gay and very strongly anti-trans.
Trump probably gets a lot of brownie points from some people who are, pro-gay or whatever, pro-LGBTQIA plus. I'm sorry, I need to learn the whole fucking thing.
It's
it's just
I'm not going past Q. You know what I mean?
But no, like that community. There are certain things that he made concessions on, and he certainly is the first conservative president in the history of the United States to be openly gay marriage, or at least have espoused that he's openly gay marriage. Now, as we just read, he's actually taken moves that show that he's not for gay marriage, i.e. revoking the passports of gay diplomats, i.e. not making it hard for an Israeli gay couple to immigrate here from Canada.
I mean, it's pretty weird. There's a lot of stuff where it's like he's not. I mean, like, look, has he moved the Republican Party a little bit on the gay issue to the more accepting side? Yeah, marginally.
The Republican Party has done what it always does. Its fingers up in the air. Trust me, dude. I've seen this happen. I've seen this bounce. And it's not just political sometimes. Sometimes it's social. There's a chance that this like whole kind of new era of acceptance that gay people are enjoying right now. Maybe I'm not talking it rolls back to when I was a kid. But I'm saying sentiment might curve downward in this country. And you can guarantee Republicans and Democrats, if that sentiment is strong enough, a downswing against gay people, Republicans and Democrats will be in lockstep on this shit.
Oh yeah.
It just is what it is, man. This issue is used to keep us bickering against one another. Donald Trump doesn't care one way or another whether gay people can get married. If you hooked him up to if you kidnapped him and put truth serum in him, we're like, Mr. Trump, do you care whether a gay man can get married in this country? He would say, no, I do not. If you lived in a country where gay people couldn't get married, would you be happy? Yes. Why? Because gays are bad. It would just come out of him. Like, it's obvious. Dude, I was a homophobe for the longest time. And he's fucking got like 40 years on me. 30 something plus years on me. Dude, the dude is guaranteed in his heart of hearts doesn't give a fuck about this. And if the issue was going the other way, and we were living in another Matthew Shepard era where like anti-gay sentiment is at its peak and shit, this motherfucker would be leading the charge. And Joe Biden would be right back on the, I think civil unions are the way to go forward train that the Democrats always ride.
Civil unions, folks.
I know that this is an obvious moral indecency, but I think a half measure would do for now, don't you, Mrs. Clinton? Why, yes, I do, Mr. Biden. I think a half measure is just what we need.
Fuck me, dude.
Amen.
Fuck my life, dude. And hold on, can we see a picture of that hurricane that's bearing down?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, that's not it. Here you go.
Biden. It's a hurricane. It's a fucking pandemic. It's a war. It's civil unrest. TJ, look at it coming. Ah!
Look at that fucking eye and the definition on that thing. It's a brutal fucking thing.
Dude, you always told me that like Cat 3 or above, you evacuate.
Oh,
if this thing was 10, 15, 20 miles east of where it is, we'd be gone like the fucking wind, dude.
If
maybe we should be gone like the wind anyway. I don't know, dude. I don't know what this fucking donut is. The donut of doom is.
If it decides to be like, whoop.
It goes back to the Gulf and gets 10 times stronger.
Maybe it'll just fucking hover here. It'll just like go over here. It'll like swing this way. It'll just hover over us for the rest of eternity.
Like as Lake Charles stands completely empty and all the coastal cities only have a couple rednecks who refuse to leave in them, you know, and like maybe right as it hits the shore, it like goes like boing and bounces a little to the east and fucking lands on us. Like, who knows? Yeah, dude. Like, look at it right now. Like, watch it. I don't even want to do this to myself, but watch the fucking track of it. Like, oh man, go back to that other thing, news report. You motherfucker.
So it's supposed to just scrape along this side of the state.
Oh my god. But look at it though. That's like next door, dude. And it's here.
It's already here. Pieces of it are here. It's big enough to be here.
Fuck me. Dude.
Big old son of a bitch, man.
Dude.
Big fucking motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Let's go to the main page. Major disaster hours away.
That's comforting. Oh yeah, it's way away from us.
Guys, we have a major disaster that is unfolding here in the next couple of hours. We now have a Category 4 hurricane, Hurricane Laura. It's sitting in the northern Gulf of Mexico. It's moving pretty quickly, so I'd say this thing is going to make landfall sometime around midnight or so, give or take a couple of hours. Upper Texas coast, the Louisiana coast, max sustained wind of 140 miles per hour. So this is no joke. Now, once it moves inland, the wind strength is going to go down quite a bit, but the storm surge is going to last.
We watched this earlier.
Yeah, this is pretty much the same.
But the same. It's like
it's different, but it's the same.
They're just rewording it in every way they can to make it scarier.
Dude, when I was over at my parents' house the other day, and they were watching. It was before the storms hit, but they were like they were even playing like ominous music over it and shit, like "Whoa, storm of the century, whoa." But it looks like that hype is probably deserved for this storm. I mean, it's I haven't seen a storm like this since Katrina. So
if we lived to the southwest, this would be that, and this is bigger than Katrina was when it's making landfall. So
well, Katrina was supposed to be a Cat 4 when it hit, but it actually is kind of weakened a little bit just before it made landfall.
Well, we'll see if this one does the same, but right now it's not looking good for that whole fucking Texas area, like the inner fucking the Gulf, Texas Gulf, and the fucking southwestern fucking Louisiana Gulf is looking like it's about to get decimated, dude.
So here was what Katrina did. Katrina hit right where we are, basically.
Right, and you can see as it came closer to us, it went down, like it significantly weakened as it came inland, and nobody's saying this one is doing that. Maybe they're just doing that out of an abundance of caution or whatever. But if this thing actually like makes landfall as a Cat 4,
it's looking like it's going to.
It's gonna devastate wherever it hits.
Oh
like
my God.
I
mean, there's a possibility of this being a Category 5 when it hits. I mean, like it could strengthen a little more.
I didn't want to say it because I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, but I mean, like it could definitely do that. I mean, it looks so strong. I don't know if I've ever seen a storm like this well defined. I don't think Katrina was. I don't think Hurricane Andrew, which was the big one before Katrina, was. This is a fucking major fucking hurricane right here. I'm glad it's glad it's hitting the east, but
map again.
Yeah.
Like I know I don't want to reveal where Scotty's at, but can I just ask, is like Scotty more or less in the path of this thing where he's at?
He is more in the path.
Fuck, dude. Are you serious?
Yeah, but he's also more inland. But yeah, this storm.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
no, they should probably. I mean, he needs to be cautious for sure.
Damn.
No, Scotty's actually more in the path than we are at this point.
Because I don't really know. I'm not real boned up on my fucking Louisiana geography.
I don't.
But
Yeah, I mean, where Scotty is, he's pretty much right in the upper part of the storm's path.
Oh my fucking god, dude!
In this state,
he probably needs to not come back here because I don't think it's smart either.
If Scotty might want to head fucking,
I'm sure Scotty's doing exactly what Scotty.
I mean, Scotty's going to do what Scotty needs to do. I mean, he's aware of the storm.
Shit,
no one's fucking. I mean, he's been through hurricanes. He knows
it does suck to know that like we're in the path of this fucking thing. We may not be safe, and that Scotty's definitely like from the projections.
Look, if the storm follows the track that they're laying out here, basically what we will experience where we are would be like a really, really bad thunderstorm. But not. I don't even think we're supposed to get tropical storm levels here. But that's if it stays on the course it's on. Which, of course,
if it deviates east, we're gonna get worse.
Yeah, we could get worse. Now, at this point, it's too like it would take. At this point, I don't really see it. It's not going to be. It doesn't have enough room to deviate far enough to really like fuck us up. But it could be worse than what they're saying.
Like, look at this as it goes, and watch the wobble east that it does as it gets bigger. It does this little wobble to the east, and I'm like, what is that? What is that? Don't do that.
Come east. Come on. Go west. Go west.
No. Look at it. Watch. Oh, they're showing a different loop now.
Well, they might have updated it.
Okay, well, good. All right, fair enough. Yeah, dude, this is fucking.
No, it's scary shit. I mean, look, Chelsea last night, she was like, I should just spend all night packing. Like, look, the best thing you can do for yourself, if we have to get the fuck out of here, the best thing you can do is fucking try to get some rest. And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, trust me. Because if we have to evacuate
around here with the warnings and shit, like if we were in under evacuation orders here or something, we'd know it.
600,000 people in this area right here, this Lake Charles kind of shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if Lake Charles has mandatory evacuation, but a lot of this shit, the lower lying areas around there.
That's Lafayette Parish.
Yeah. All this shit, there's a big evacuation order for like 600,000 of these people.
Yeah.
So 600,000 people are under evacuation orders currently, last I checked.
And they're probably heading east and north, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I'm going to tell people right now, like, you're going to fucking see some stories tomorrow about how devastating this storm was. Like, it's going to be fucking
a news story for a hot minute, and it couldn't come at a worse time for our state.
And look, also, I mean, think about from a COVID standpoint, all these people that are displaced in this state that has really bad COVID numbers, all going to be going into the surrounding areas and probably spreading the virus a little further too.
It's absolutely going to be a spread event. I mean, that's something that you don't. I mean, what? But how can you blame these people?
I mean, you can. There's nothing. They have no other choice.
I mean, hopefully these people get out in time to grab some fucking PPE. I've got cloth masks that are coming with me wherever the fuck I go.
Oh yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, if it comes to that, but like these people, man, if there's anybody left here, they're gonna die. The fucking National Weather Service called it unsurvivable for a reason, because there's always these like dudes. We heard it with the last one where we all hunkered down. You remember we watched like a video of one of these guys going like, you're under evacuation, right? And he's like, yeah. He goes, you gonna do it? No.
Hell no.
And he lives on a marshy island. You know what I mean?
No, those people die. I've seen those people end up dead.
Wherever those people are, if they're stupid enough to have not left yesterday or early this morning, they're dead. They're about to be dead within hours.
No, they're gonna die. No, anybody who's staying for this one, if you're in this like not necessarily Lake Charles itself, but if you're like south of Lake Charles in this area where the storm is really going to hit, you are super fucked if you have not left.
Ultra dodeca fucked.
You are fucking supremely and utterly fucked.
If you leave now, you might be less fucked.
Well, you still have time to leave. Like, if there, go north. Go north, go south, not south, obviously. Go north or
and then as
west.
soon as you find a major artery that cuts west, go west, and then find a hotel and hunker down.
Get your ass north and get your ass west, or get your ass. You probably want to go northwest if you're in that area. Now, where we are, I would say that if we had to get out, my plan would be to go fucking northeast.
I'd go straight east. Honestly, this thing is not going to swing back to Florida.
Right.
I'm going straight.
Go to Florida or something.
Northeast is fine by me too. I'd probably do something.
I would probably head towards Birmingham, Alabama direction or something.
Yeah,
but
I don't. It ain't gonna. I don't think it's gonna come to that.
It doesn't. I don't think it. I don't think it has the problem at this point is at the speed that a hurricane moves, and it's just not. It's not gonna fucking the way these things move. It's not gonna suddenly take a fucking sharp ass turn towards us. You know what I mean? It takes too long to turn.
Yeah.
So I think this track at this point can pretty much be relied upon. It might shift a little bit more in our direction, in which case we might experience some slightly more severe weather. But yeah, I'm obviously
it's gonna rain fucking hard. It's gonna thunder hard no matter what happens here. We go through that fucking 10 times a month here. You know what I mean?
But I don't know what I don't know honestly know what we can expect, but crazy
but
stuff.
It ain't gonna be I don't know, whatever. We're keeping our eye on it, and it's keeping its eye on us too.
Look at that motherfucker! It's like a donut, dude. It's like a fucking donut.
If you watch that, wait till it cycles back to that fucking loop. It's like the eye opens as it gets closer to land. It's like it's sensing that it's yes, I'm here.
Time for the feed.
Yeah, you see it?
Yep.
My tendrils have detected land. Intensify.
Holy fuck, dude.
The thing that's crazy to me about this particular track here that they got is most of these things I've seen have this hurricane weakening significantly once it gets some more inland. But this one says it's going to be a Cat 4 even fucking pretty goddamn far inland.
I don't know if you'd go this far, TJ, but if we lived over the lake, I would have left last night, probably the day before.
Which lake?
Pontchartrain.
If we lived over it?
We lived in NOLA.
Oh, if we lived in New Orleans? I mean, if I lived in New Orleans, I would probably at least go across the lake.
Yeah, I would have left New Orleans, is what I'm telling you.
Oh, New Orleans is a fucking soup bowl. You should never stay there. If there's even a threat of this. I mean, New Orleans, I think is pretty safe in this event. I might still have got out just out of an overabundance of caution, but
it's gonna flood though.
Oh yeah, it'll flood.
It always does. So it's
because it's
like
a soup bowl.
It's gonna flood.
Yeah, it's a fucking soup.
And then you remember it talked about that upriver flooding.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance that it floods upriver and comes down and hits New Orleans again.
Oh yeah, I could definitely do that.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, we've been. We should just call this the fucking Laura show at this point.
Yeah,
we're doing a lot of shit, but I mean, you guys can't blame us. We're interested. We got to keep our eye on this.
So we do have a few. Yeah, I mean, we got to fucking keep our eyes on it.
What's the latest? Like before we move on, what's the latest on our area? We're not we would know. Our phone would be fucking screaming.
Yeah, I mean, I can go ahead and do a quick check if you want.
I mean, I can do it too on my phone. I mean, I
got a phone here.
It screams at you. I haven't even gotten a weather.
So we can go for the area here. See if there's any sort of warnings or advisories going on right now.
We're always under 4 advisories. So
right, yeah, that's true. So there is a coastal flood warning.
Yep.
Which of course makes sense. There's supposed to be 2. We might. I think the last projection I saw is we're supposed to get 2 feet of storm surge, which is pretty normal under these circumstances. The Weather Channel fucking thing here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the estimates say 2 to 4 feet in our area at least. Which 4 feet would be different than 2.
Yeah. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Laura's powerful. Blah blah blah. Current watches warnings. Storm surge watch. Yeah. Makes sense. Situation overview. Let's talk about some of the other areas here. It's kind of hard. It kind of sucks that it's not super easy to find shit that's just this is what's going to happen in your specific area, you know?
Well, I'm telling you, dude. I mean, you've heard it because everybody in this area has they take over your cell phone. Like even if it's on silent, it blares at you. It makes this horrible fucking, and you go over to it, and it's like your area is under advisory. You know, take shelter now. There was a tornado advisory like a couple months ago that it did that. If this thing took an eastern swing, that's gonna happen. But by that time, it's too late to leave. So
yeah, it's the only thing you do is hunker down.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, if you'd probably have enough warning, you could still get out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking shit, but my animals and my girlfriend.
I already told Chelsea it's like fuck stuff. If there's if there's cause to get out, then we'll just leave.
Yeah, we'll go.
It's just
for sure. I mean, people are going to be doing the same thing. It's going to be traffic jam central.
Yeah, I mean, when we fled from Katrina, we fled at the last fucking possible minute too. So
you guys waiting a long ass evac line?
Yes. So we were stuck in traffic for about an hour before we could actually get out.
But at least you weren't indoors and right on the coast.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But once we realized, like, oh shit, this is serious. You know, we got to go, and we did. But it took a while. It does take a while to get out because, like, you know, shit gets jammed when people realize, oh shit, it's heading this way. But I don't think this one's going to do that. So I'm not really planning on doing that. But I am ready to at a moment's notice.
Same here.
Anyway, this is just about escalations rising between U.S. and China, which we already know that's happening. So let's look at this is the Dilbert creator, Scott Adams, who is going to be talking about satanic coincidences in Joe Biden's campaign, I guess.
Dilbert is great, but it's great because it's like a sociopathically corporatist comic.
Yeah.
And that's so, like, you know, this dude, like, I knew a long time ago this dude was like a hardcore conservative dude. So what does he have to say?
I don't know. Let's take a look. Yeah.
That's caught my attention, and I can't release on it. As you know, I'm not a believer in any kind of religious anything, but I can't help noticing how many satanic coincidences there are with the Joe Biden campaign. And they just have to be mentioned. Now, again, I'm not a believer, but it's becoming a weird coincidence of how many things look satanic. For example, Joe Biden is in favor of what he said, bringing the light to the darkness. And what is happening as he's speaking?
Listen, and Lucifer was called the light bringer.
Yes, the bringer of light, the most radiant one, God's chosen angel, his favorite angel, his most favored, radiant, glowing, star-like angel, Lucifer.
As he's speaking and saying, I will bring the light to the darkness, cities are actually on fire. California is on fire. I'm in Arizona, and I'm watching the entire valley.
Can I real quick? Whatever, dude. Like, I know these sometimes go tangential. So if I've been too tangential already this episode, and you just want to cram through this, just let me know.
No, I mean, you know,
I have something related to what he just said.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I was looking at, you know, eventually, hopefully, taking a trip to visit my mom and shit.
Right.
And I started looking at this fire map with Amelia the other night, right?
Right.
And I'm looking at it, and it's fucking insane. Like, a fire map of California right now is literally apocalyptic. And I've been living there a long time, and we've had bad years and we've had drought years, but the amount of out of control raging fires in California right now, and the amount of square miles that they cover is just fucking unprecedented. And, like, I'm a California kid. I lived through the worst drought ever before I left California. You know what I mean? So,
well, at least you get to choose your apocalypse. You could choose between the fire apocalypse or the water apocalypse, you know?
Dude, so I was looking at it, though, from that perspective, like from the you know, oh shit, look at these fires perspective. And then we started talking, and I was like, hey, when I get to go visit, I want to take you here. Carmel, San Simeon. I want to take you to Hearst Castle. And we talked about that for like 45 minutes. And I was like, baby, I really want to take you to Hearst Castle. I think you'd love it. And she goes, you mean that place that's on fire? And I zoomed out 1 pixel. And like, there's a giant raging 0% controlled wildfire, like 3 miles from fucking Hearst. And I was like, oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. None of the shit that I want to show you might be there. Well, most of it. The coast will be okay.
Oh, excuse me. I'm trying to find this fire map.
Dude, an active... I'll look. You can play a little more of this, dude, if you want. And I'll look for you, and I'll find what I was looking at last night.
Yeah, I want to hear more about the satanic shit.
Is on fire. So if you were Satan, wouldn't you expect that Satan would speak in terms which are true, but...
Wait, how are you going to fucking come on here and be like, I'm a non-believer, and then start talking about like, now, if you were Satan, wouldn't you... It's like, what? There is no Satan. Like, you admitted that to start this. So, like, anything you have to say about what Satan might be thinking is kind of like, who cares? Unless... I mean, like, okay.
Misleading, meaning he will bring you the light, but there's a catch. It's fire, and it's burning your stuff. That's exactly what Satan would say if Satan existed. Now, I'm not saying that Joe Biden is possessed by Satan. I'm just saying it would look exactly like this. Now,
oh, okay. This is some glorious double speak you got going on here, buddy.
Not only that, but it sounds like the ravings of a man who's about to be a lunatic. So I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
this is like vaguely pre-lunatic rant.
Yeah, it sounds a little pre-lunatic asylum rant.
Now, I'm not saying that Joe Biden is literally Satan, but if he was, he'd be saying all the same stuff he's saying right now. I mean, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, don't you think? Don't you think?
I'm going to skip a little ahead.
And you wanted to show it to people and disguise it at the same time.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Scott Adams. Keep writing those funny Dilbert comics for us, buddy.
So I found that fire map.
Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at that.
I can share. I can actually share screens if you want to unshare.
Yeah,
real
go
quick.
ahead and pop that up. I'm going to
sure.
trim what we got because we've already been going so long.
Sure. So yeah, here is a zoomed out version of the active fires in the western United States right now. California, of course, lit up like this. And as you zoom in for detail on these areas, you get a more detailed view of where these fires are. And the yellow is their likely spread area before possible containment. So this is one fire in California, the Coyote Fire.
Wow, it's so big.
And this is right south of the LNU Lightning Complex fire, which is has been burning for 9 days and is now 33% controlled.
Okay.
I mean, it just like, okay, so let's go down here to the south. There's the Shotgun Fire, which is a newer fire. There's this fire, which I don't even see named here. Oh, there it is. It's the Castle Fire. It's been burning for 6 days, and there's no information about any control of it, and you can see it's huge. There is, I mean, it's just the whole fucking state up north. Here's 3 giant systems of fire. This is the Green Ridge Fire. 4,338 acres burning for 9 days and 23% contained. This is the Lion's Head Fire. 3,061 acres burning for 9 days, 0% contained. They haven't even started trying to contain this one.
It's not even a priority yet because there's so many
details on this. The ones that they're fighting, like the hardest, you have way more detail on them because they know the borders of the fire exactly. But these ones with this like wispy border, if I click on it and you go to that, 19% contained. They don't even know exactly the borders of this fire yet. This is their estimate right now.
Right.
And this is LA Times, so they're usually, because like LA burns sometimes, so they're very like on top of these. Dude, this LNU Lightning Complex fire, they say it's 32% contained. This thing is raging right now.
Look at it. Yeah, it's a monster.
So anyway, like, I don't know. I don't want to spend all fucking day on it, but California is burning.
And we actually have a story about it here. I think we'll probably wrap with this story.
Sure.
This is the redwood forest, was on fire the other day. But they're saying that the redwoods will survive. At least a lot of them will. 2,000-year-old redwoods survived wildfire at California's oldest state park, though fear destroyed most of the ancient trees at Big Basin Redwood State Park withstood the blaze. Probably just because they're a fucking immense size.
This is a public interest story, but I can tell you that this is actually something that's known. It's one of the reasons redwoods are not only so numerous, but so huge, is because if you look at like the general Sherman tree is the biggest tree. I think it's the biggest living organism on the planet Earth. And it's in this forest.
Other than the bloop, of course.
Other than the bloop, whatever that is. No, but there's evidence on these older trees of massive fires. You can see it in their rings, the ones that have been cut down, which we've stopped doing by and large. Not totally. Redwood is still harvested, but these old ancient ones are mostly on preserves in California and Washington and Oregon.
Right.
And you see evidence of like, here was a burn. Here's a scorched part. And it's like they're thick and hardy enough that they survive all of the smaller vegetation around them getting burned. Their boughs, which are what they need to get sunlight and photosynthesis and shit, are high enough off the forest floor that they survive it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're not, that shit isn't burned up. The tree isn't killed, and thus they go on. So this is a good news story. It's a feel good story, but I will tell you this, a lot of redwoods that would have been for the next generation of kids. And then, like 500, 1,000 years from now, been giant sequoias were burned in this.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, it's a fucking loss either way you take it, but the big old ones survive. That's why they adapted this way.
The article basically goes on to say that, like, all of these trees have fire damage from like ancient fires and shit. And, they've been through this before. Some of them did die, but most of them will probably survive just because they're kind of designed by, the forces of nature and evolution to withstand these conditions.
Well, I mean, the strong survived, and these types of fires, like one of the things about these California fires, now we've contributed to the climate change that has allowed these fires to rage out of control, but
of course,
forests, like, it's a natural part of being in a forest.
I read a thing the other day that said that the natives, when they controlled this land, used to do like controlled burns,
Well, my best friend growing up's dad was in the National Forestry Service. And so the National Forestry Service in California, at the very least, I won't speak for everywhere, but I assume they do controlled burns all the time.
Right.
Like if there's an area that's dense in dry, dead vegetation that's near the forest, they'll burn that fucking shit. And if there's an area of the forest that is dense with dry, dead trees from the drought, they will burn that shit. Like that does happen. These fires here are not controllable. They're not like that. They're sparked at a time where the whole fucking forest floor is dry. All of California is experiencing profound drought and heat lightning, which is why a lot of these fires, if you look at that list that I was looking at, the LA Times list, are called lightning complex number.
Yeah.
Because they get heat lightning from the unseasonably warm conditions and shit there. And it strikes this unseasonably dry fucking forest floor. But like this has happened before humans were even on this planet in these forests. Like you got to understand, forests burning down are a natural part of their like recycling themselves. And like the shit that burns in these areas will become nourishment for the forest that comes after. But the problem is that we've built settlements and shit in them. And we're trying to fight this Mother Nature going, no, it is time to recycle this forest.
And let's remember, this goes, California is obviously a fucking huge concentration of these, but they obviously, they haven't just like limited themselves to being in California or anything,
the West is on fire, especially the center and Southwest, because
apparently there's a fire fucking in Mississippi over there. I don't know.
There you go.
But yeah,
well,
obviously
them.
the West is way more.
They're getting some rain soon.
Yeah, we'll put that right the fuck out. Don't worry, the hurricane will put it out for you.
Dude, wouldn't it be great if we had like some kind of technology that could just divert this hurricane to California right now and just drop it in the middle of a forest?
Yeah, just put this hurricane right here.
Yeah, just stick it right over the forest where this is worse.
Those fires will be gone.
Yep.
No problem.
There wouldn't be a fucking single thing burning. Trust me, this shit's gonna dump water.
Just have the hurricane just barrel over this.
Some of these fires might burn right through a fucking hurricane. To be honest with you, they are literally out of control.
Yeah, you might be right. Probably at least fucking slow them down a little bit.
Yeah,
that'd be a fucking yeah. Hey, hurricane, instead of veering this way, veer this way and put out some of these fucking fires, huh?
Yeah, but that means like people in Dallas and Fort Worth are gonna die and drown. That's horrible.
Well,
but by the time it reaches California or at least New Mexico, it'll probably just be raining, real hard.
Yeah, I mean, like,
that'll be nice.
Houston and shit might be fucked if it went that way, but hey.
Yeah, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, they'd probably get pretty fucked, and now all the little towns in between. But hey, the end result would be a lot of rain where it's sorely needed right now.
Yeah, you guys need a hurricane over here.
They need the remnants of a hurricane. They need what the East is gonna get from Laura by the projections. Yeah, how she's streaking east
because she's gonna go.
There's a couple of fires in the East she might piss out, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like it'd be interesting to go back and check this map and see like after that, like are these fires around here still gonna be a thing? Like, because there's a few little fires in her path. Nothing big, but like there's a few. Like here's one.
Yeah, those Oklahoma City fires might get pissed out. That one in Arkansas might get pissed out. That little one. I mean, the Indian kitchen might get pissed out.
Yeah, I mean, this one's not even that bad. It's like 14 acres burned. I mean,
Well, whatever. It might get pissed out by this. These big orange ones in California. Can you zoom in on this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the big orange, like you can. This is closer to what I was looking at last night. These big fucks here. These are like class A, 10 alarm.
I mean,
insane wildfire incidents.
Look at it. It's just fucking crazy. It's like
it's eating and like you see those. There are cities. Like look, there are cities in there. They're like little dwellings and like there are places that people are living inside of here.
Not anymore.
Well, they were living there.
Look at this shit. That's wild stuff. Yeah, the whole planet's fucking trying to shake us off at this point.
2020 has been a fucked up year, dude.
Sometimes you gotta fucking dig your fucking heels in and just fucking, planet Earth is trying to shake us off. So we gotta fucking do what we can to not let it.
I got an idea. I have an idea, TJ.
Yeah.
Got a fucking idea.
What is it?
Let's let it. And let's get ourselves in some spacesuits, and when it shakes, we'll just go.
Fuck you, Earth. Who needs you?
And we'll find another planet, and we'll like rape the shit out of it. And then when it shakes, we'll have our suits ready. We'll just next planet. We'll become we'll become COVID.
Yeah, we'll just be.
But for the universe.
Got a case of the humans.
Some planets that get the peaceful ecological humans, and it's not a bad case. They're asymptomatic. In fact, some planets flourish. But others devastated by the COVID virus. Oh, the Huvid virus. That's how we do it, TJ.
That's how we win.
All this bullshit I've been talking about unions, throw that in the trash. All this bullshit I've been talking about left unity and solidarity, crumple it up and throw it in the trash. We need spacesuits so when the Earth shakes us off like a bad case of fleas, we can find another hound to fucking suck off of, baby. Who's with me? Who's coming down with me, baby? Come on. Get on the train of let's just fucking get ready. Because the Earth is clearly not happy with our presence. The eye of the Earth is staring right at me and TJ right now going,
only a few more meters to the east and I would have had you.
Super true.
Perhaps the next piece of me which follows will have you.
Oh my God. And then I called my mom last night, and I was happy for her because I know she's living in the valley. And one of the downsides to this people don't think about, when California's on fire, it's all these mountainous forested areas, right? All that smoke accumulates in the valley.
Yeah.
And so the air there is just fucking unbreathable. My mom said it looks like fog. It looks like January fog when she wakes up in the morning.
Just from the smoke?
Yep.
Crazy.
So she told me, like, oh yeah, we're going someplace that doesn't have a fire, and we're gonna get, she's camping right now at a little remote place. And I was like, oh, I'm glad you guys are getting out of that. And she texted me back something like, LOL, babe, we ain't going above the smoke line. We're just trying to get out of the town, for. I was like, oh, well, all right, Mom, have fun hacking up your weary ass fucking lived in the Central Valley your whole life lungs in your twilight years. I just feel so horrible.
Yeah,
I wanted to leave, dude.
This is Galveston, where
look at these looky-loo.
Yeah, I mean, like there's been an evacuation order in here. So when these people look like they have some sound equipment, they look like they're trying to film shit. So they might be press.
Some of them might be media, but I don't know. I don't think
city,
media people.
Yeah, there's a media van right there. So these people are from the news.
Yeah, probably media, but there's still people driving around here that ain't media.
This is they're supposed to be evacuated, and the fact anyone you see driving in these cars, like unless they have some very compelling reason to still be there, they should not be there.
Yeah, unless they have like government plates or some shit, or they are on a FEMA team, like, or whatever the fuck, they should be gone from this place like the wind. And look, like some of them are pulling over to like take pictures and shit.
Yeah, like a lot of people. Dude, certain people are just fucking nuts, man. There's people who have like hurricane parties and shit. Like, we're gonna go to the beach and fucking watch the storm roll in. And a lot of times you hear about like a bunch of people who went to the hurricane party die and shit. But hey, I mean, like if you're that fucking stupid, I have a real hard time.
What can I do? What can be done for you at that point? You know
right?
what I mean?
Because look, I honestly, when someone dies in a stupid way. But it's like, oh shit, they made like a momentary lapse in judge. Oh fuck, I did this stupid thing and now I'm fucked. A lot of times people be like, well, they shouldn't have done that. I don't have no sympathy. I have sympathy for those people because, it was just like anyone can make a momentary like stupid oops decision. But like if you're consciously like, I am going to like a party for I'm gonna like go to the most dangerous part of where a hurricane is gonna hit and just be like, here I am.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say, TJ. There's a gradient of stupidity. Like if you do something that's totally normal and you trip and fall and like let's say, like, I'll describe a death like I'm talking about.
Okay.
Let's say that you're walking in a city you're not familiar with.
Right.
Right. And you cross the street and you trip on the curb and you happen to hit a fucking manhole cover that has rusted away, and you fall into a manhole and die and break your neck at the bottom of it or some shit, right?
Yeah.
That's not like that can happen to anybody. You know what I mean? Well, maybe not anybody, but like, it's understandable, stupid buffoonery way to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But these people that are just like, I'm still in Galveston when there's a fucking eye of the demon coming right at me. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. Look at these people casually. I mean, I know they're news people, so they're committed to hunkering down through this fucking thing.
They're getting footage. I mean, it's part of their job. Whatever. I mean, they're
getting hazard pay for this shit, so this is probably the time of their lives. But like all these other fucking people, look at this dude open air in his Jeep just cruising by the beach.
Yep.
That's about to. Dude, I bet you that fucking little theme park that's right there might be gone tomorrow.
Oh, that Ferris. We might see a picture, like dramatic pictures of that Ferris wheel, like eaten by the sea, or it might not even. Dude,
look, there's a dude on a scooter.
Yeah, during Katrina.
Scootered by.
In Katrina, like there was a restaurant I used to go to. I don't remember the name of the restaurant anymore, but it was by. It's basically like by something like this,
Right.
A little bit like it's basically you see like this building over here, like this like little apartment, maybe it looks like right here where I'm doing the mouse wheel, like right around here.
Yeah.
It'd be like a restaurant that was like kind of like right around there.
Like that close to the water line.
Yeah. So it was a restaurant. I used to go there. Oh, the food was so good. And it was like
What was it called? You said you don't remember.
I don't remember fucking the name of it. It was a real nice high end.
Galen, remember?
Galen never went to it. It was a place I used to go with my dad and stuff. Anyway,
Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty might remember it.
Anyway, I'm just interested.
But
it's an interesting
so and there's a Mexican restaurant I used to go to too. A Cuban place. A lot of restaurants I used to go to that were kind of close to this kind of stuff. And so the Cuban place that was a little bit more inland that I used to go to was basically just gutted. Like just the entire the restaurant was still standing, but the entire inside was just gutted out by wind. The Mexican Mexican restaurant that I used to go. Hold on, let me get through this. The Mexican restaurant I used to go to, which was a little bit closer to the water, was just a pile of rubble. Nothing left of that. Yeah. The seafood restaurant that was like close to the sea, there was not a trace that it had ever been there, other than the foundation was still there, but like any sign that there had ever been a building there was gone.
How many feet of storm surge is this area predicted to get?
Where we are?
No, and
Galveston. I can check. Hold on. Yeah, let me pull up another.
Well, hold on. You leave that running because that's compelling.
I'm going to. I just needed to get another. Well, I just needed to grab another window so I could go search over here. Gotcha. Galveston storm surge. I know that the
golf cart.
They're under an evacuation order, so there's no reason these people should still be here.
There are people walking their dogs by the beach. They just walked out of frame.
Galveston
beach buggies and shit and golf carts chilling.
So let me see. When is this from? This is from not too long ago. Let me see. I'm gonna have to go find the Laura storm surge map and figure it out for myself.
I had one up here earlier. Maybe I still do.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to find. All right, here's I found it.
Galveston. Okay, so Galveston. I'm trying to find where Galveston, Texas, is on here. There's Galveston Bay.
It's pretty close to the Louisiana, Texas border. Yeah.
Okay, so between 6 and 9 feet and 10 and 15 feet, or 15 to 20 feet, depending.
This
zone.
The ocean is going to swallow what we're looking at here.
And people are walking their dogs on it.
Yeah, these people are being way too casual about this.
Is Galveston on? I assume Galveston is on Galveston Bay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Galveston Bay, it's saying 2.4 feet.
Okay.
But right next door, 6 to 9 feet, 10 to 15 feet.
Yeah. So I mean, like, depending on these people, I mean, they got some time to get the fuck, but I cannot believe they're still doing this. Now it does look like people are leaving here. I am seeing kind of like some cars, but I mean, like, people are. I don't know. This is crazy. I mean, it's crazy to me. These people should not still be here. If I was in Galveston, well, I wouldn't be in Galveston right now.
But is this Lake Galveston that they're on? Is this or are they inside of Galveston Bay, or are they adjacent to it on the coast? That's what I want to know. I'm gonna find a fucking map.
So I don't know. Look up Galveston Ferris wheel, because that's probably how you're gonna figure it out. Because we see this fucking Ferris wheel. I'm assuming there's probably only one fucking Ferris wheel, so that'll probably tell us what we're looking at.
I'm looking it up.
This is fucking crazy shit. I guess we're just gonna go for an even 3 hours on this episode.
We can't stop fucking jacking off at the jaw. I guess so.
I mean, hey, this is an interesting. I mean, like, how often does something like this happen?
No, I mean, not often. It's a pretty fucking crazy time to be alive. I'll tell you that fucking much.
2020 is the year.
Still acting like
if we survive this 2020 shit, this will be something we tell. Like, I don't know the world. I don't know what kind of world might still exist, but we'll at least be able to tell them, like, here's when it all went to shit. Here's where everything went crazy.
Behaving nicely with me today. It was a piece of shit last night. Okay, I have Google Earth I can see where Galveston is relative. Now I need to rotate shit, and doing that on Google Earth.
We just need to figure out where this pier is with this this Ferris wheel, and that'll tell us pretty much geographically where this motherfucker is.
Well, I found it.
Okay.
Like I found it. Dude. You want me to share screens?
Sure. I can just minimize this one down on. It's not going to do it for you too, but I can do it on our end.
All right. Well, I'll do it on my end manually.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so there I am.
So I'll go ahead and make yours large on mine. Maximize.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So hold on. Let me just repeat the search here. I actually stonedly searched for Galveston Ferris wheel, but
goddamn Galveston. All right, so here's what we're looking at.
Yeah, this is what we're looking at here. There's our little
there's
roller
the Ferris
coaster.
Wheel.
There's our Ferris wheel on the tower. Okay, so this is where Galveston is. And as you can see, Galveston, if I zoom out far enough, we can get like a bearing on where it is. So here's us. Here's our stupid asses. Here's Galveston. It's on the beach, and me and TJ are sitting over here right now going, whew, because this thing went which direction, TJ? West of us.
West of us, which is where Galveston is.
Galveston is west of us. Galveston, look at all this water that comes inland already in the area where this little point is.
Yeah.
You see this?
Yeah. No, these people.
No, hold on. Let me pull this back. Are they in a bay? They are. Well, no, they're not. They're not. They're right on the fucking beach. It's
just the ocean, dude.
This is Galveston Bay.
Well, it's the Gulf of. That's the Gulf? That's not the Gulf. Is that the Gulf or is that the ocean?
This is Galveston Bay.
Yeah.
This little, like, tiny little inlet. These people are fucked.
These people are stupid as fuck. Anybody who's
right now walking their dogs right here, going, stormy weather. Look at all these dumbasses leaving town. This place is about to be underwater.
Yeah, I'm gonna maximize my screen again. There. Look at this shit. I mean, look at this. There's a fucking. It's like it's busier than normal. Like, what are you doing? Get away. Just get out of fucking town, man.
Look at this another little dog. This is people walking the opposite direction with their little dog.
What are you doing? What are you doing? This is worse than Katrina. Like, these people are so fucked, dude. We're gonna see footage of the devastation that's happened to this town tomorrow, and it's gonna be otherworldly. Like, this Ferris wheel, I fucking guarantee you this Ferris wheel's gone. This entire little like Wonder Wharf fucking bullshit they've got, this little pier amusement park, that shit is gone. Kiss it goodbye. No one's ever riding that shit again. It's fucking gone.
Maybe.
No, dude, for me, I mean, I'll tell you what, I would fucking stake my ass on it. I don't know. It's gonna happen. That Ferris wheel is fucked. That roller coaster is fucked. That entire little pier is fucked. Most of these buildings that we're seeing are fucked. This road is probably going to be fucked. It's probably going to tear this fucking road apart.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're going to get at least like like conservatively 4 feet of storm surge, but possibly 6 to 10 or between 10 and 15 feet.
Yeah, this is fucked. This whole thing is fucked. They're not gonna be happy campers at all.
If they get 6 to 10, they're fucked. If they get between 10 and 15, they are fucking literally wiped off the map.
Oh yeah, this is fucking crazy. I can't believe there's people
all
here.
These people right here that are still here are either just now getting the net and getting the fuck out of town, and I don't know which way is out of town. Maybe this is
maybe people are fucking doing different strategies and stuff, and maybe people are heading in both directions.
Nobody looks like they're getting out of town. I don't like. Look at this truck driving by. You see this big black fuck?
Yeah.
Is it loaded up with supplies and shit? No.
Nope.
That one, no. These people are on a Sunday drive. Like it feels like they're just going downtown to get something to eat.
Yeah, this is pretty weird.
There's a shirtless dude walking around with the fucking news crew right now. He's got no shirt on and he's got his board shorts on, like he's ready to surf.
I do not know what these people are thinking, dude. I mean, I can't even. I don't know. I remember Katrina. And Katrina hit a lot of the small beach communities in like Gulfport, Mississippi and stuff, just the same as like this. It was set up like a lot of like same kind of setup.
Yeah.
And I just remember what Katrina did to that. And I don't know if these people that are just so casually walking around really understand what's actually headed for them right now.
They clearly don't. Otherwise, this would be a ghost town, and there would be nothing but a news van there, and we'd be watching it drive hastily away so it can get inland far enough to escape the devastation that is likely coming. Look at these golf carts, TJ, coming down the road here.
I know, it's crazy.
Putter, 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 putter. Yeah, these are people getting out of town, right? No. These are people that are like, nothing's gonna happen.
I feel.
And you know what? Maybe in this area it won't. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm not gonna try and act like I'm Nostradamus, but
I mean, there is a Category 4 storm that looks powerful as fuck headed right towards them. I know from experience what that is like. Katrina hit as a Category 3, and I saw what that did. So as far as I'm concerned, like, I might as well I feel like I'm Sarah Connor in fucking Terminator 2. Like, you're dead already. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like Sarah Connor shaking the fucking fence?
Shaking the fucking fence, dude. Dude, I don't know. I'm really. I mean,
this is crazy. I'm gonna ask you after this to send me a link to this because this Galveston, because if you hover your mouse over it, it's advertised as a 24/7 beach cam.
Yes.
This cam might show some crazy shit in the next fucking 12 hours, dude.
Honestly, once the storm rolls in, all you're gonna see is a flurry of fucking water. There's a dude with a surfboard.
Honestly, talking to the news people.
There is some good, honestly, if you're fucking into that extreme shit, there is some fucking pretty dope waves. But,
yeah, well,
I don't know,
If you're into that extreme shit, like dying in a horrible tragedy, then there's some dope waves.
There really is.
But
yeah, hey, what you gonna do, I guess?
That's a flash fried if ever there was one.
I
Am
think
I wrong?
So my prediction, and maybe I'll be right and maybe I'll be wrong, is that what we're seeing here is going to be fucked up royally. And if I'm wrong, then, hey, I don't even know what to say.
My prediction is that the people and the city of Galveston are going to be riding that goddamn Ferris wheel tomorrow in the sunshine after this bullshit storm just poots its way by. I'm just kidding. They're fucked. If you're in this area and you're dumb enough to still be here when this video gets up, if it can reach you by that time, and you didn't get out and you could get out now, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably, we'll see. All right, have a good one, y'all.
Bye.
Stay safe out there in this crazy fucking world. It's trying to shake us off, guys. Hang on tight. Either that or get yourself a spacesuit.